topics, whether conscious or cosmic. It's never nonsense, mega levels are microscopic. It's a Killah Priest project, AD control the rocket. Before we land the plane, many things we engage and explain. The unexplained, without mask. Welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. Killah Priest podcast. Take my hat. I couldn't even do it fly like I wanted to, but these has to be down. Let me pull this a little closer so you can hear me. What's up, what's up, what's up? What's up? What's up, man? Welcome to the Killah Priest Podcraft. We're going to have a very interesting show today. It's going to be off the hook. I am back in the building from, doing shows. Now, not jet lag, I'm up. I just did a nice little interview today. Shout out to Kataka. And shout out, let me see. Gotta get this right. I'm supposed to have all these things written down, man. But I did an interview today early. It's been wonderful. Been back, busy. Abraxas 2 out, and a lot of people are loving it. To the point, we're gonna talk about it again. But this time we're gonna get more deep because we're gonna have some very important, dope guests coming on, which is, y'all all know him, Knowledge Born, and with Hakhem, and it's going to be crazy. And they got some questions for me, and I'm up for it. Well, for the newcomers, welcome to the Killah Priest Podcraft. I'm your host, Killah Priest. Another running the rock is none other than A Dizzle.
Yeah, peace.
And guess who we got in the building today? Animation. You know what I'm saying? None other than Dave Flores. Yo!
Yes, indeed. Thank you, Priest.
Yo, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yo, we both kind of rocking. I like us today because I'm rocking Abraxas 1.
That's right.
And you got Abraxas.
I got that Abraxas 2 already.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Yes, indeed.
We representing, man. We representing, man. How you been?
Priest, I've been great, God. Honestly, I've been great, man. I've been working hard, man. But I've been great, Priest. I've just been, honestly, in celebration mode, to be honest. I've been Abraxas 2 celebration mode.
Oh, man.
It's been serious, Priest, man. I mean, we've been listening to it nonstop since it came out, Priest, honestly.
Wow.
And we're talking 12 tracks, the whole album, from the beginning to the end. We don't fast forward, we don't stop nothing. We let it play from the beginning to the end. All 12 songs banging, yo. 10 out of 10. Every song, yo. Amazing album, dog. Amazing. Absolutely amazing,
Thank
yo.
you, brother. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Best thing I've heard in 2025, America.
Wow.
If you have not heard the album, do yourself a gigantic favor and buy the album. Do yourself that big favor and buy the album, and you'll be shocked, yo.
Man.
Because I'm still in shock. It's weeks. The album's been out for a minute. I'm still in shock, God.
Man.
Great album, yo.
Yeah, I don't even know how to take that, man. I appreciate that 100%.
Yes, indeed.
Man, thank you so much, man. Shout out to Purpose, the producer.
Yes.
You know what I mean? He fell into his zone.
Sure
and
did.
I think the mood of the whole thing was right. You know
Definitely.
what I'm saying?
I agree.
And it cut down to just like 12. I was like, yo, man, we did songs this long before, but they get to a sweet spot, man. And I think the great Hakhem said, a song don't have to be long, as long as, forgot how that quote go, but it's just, it is what it is, man. Thank you so much.
Definitely.
We put the energy in it, and the energy coming back.
Absolutely, yo.
The whole thing is not planning. Sometimes you don't plan, and it just come out this way. You just get the title, and then you get the mood, and you just go. Don't think too hard, man. Thank you so much.
Definitely, please. I definitely feel like the mood was consistent during the whole album. 10 out of 10 for every song. The whole album was 10 out of 10. Didn't decrease at all. 10 out of 10 every song. And I just feel like the momentum on the album is amazing, yo. And I anticipated it being a great album, but I just didn't know, Priest. You would think I knew. I didn't know, yo, it was gonna be like this, yo. Every song. So I'm just in celebration mode, Priest.
Oh, man.
Honestly, straight celebration.
You should be celebrating too, man. For real. No, y'all should be celebrating too, man. Hip hop, I think that hip hop is kind of breathing again.
Yes.
And it's a good time for it.
Yeah.
Man, man, thank you for that so much. I think I needed to hear that they keep me going. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I needed to hear that. I think we're on the right track. Yeah, man. What was it about the album that made you?
Priest, I could talk all day about this album, God. Honestly. Yeah. Well, first of all, Priest, I got to mention, shout out to my big brother, Michael Flores, my older brother, Mike.
Shout out, Mike. What up?
Yes, indeed, because Mike is a hip-hop historian, and he knows everything about hip-hop, and I really consider his opinions really high, Priest. So I listened to the album for 3 days straight, and I was I couldn't stop listening to it. And so I called my brother just to see what he was going to say, because I knew what he was going to say, but I wanted to hear him say it. So I called him up. You know, I said, Mike, I text Mike, the album. I said, Mike, you got to hear this right now. Please listen to this right now. So he listened to it. He called me back an hour later, and he said, Dave, I don't know how Priest is doing this, but he said, this is a sneakily great album. He said, it's like sneakily great. Like he said, it's right there with Priest's greatest albums. Like, Rocket to Nebula and Psychic World, Walter Reed. Priest's greatest album is right there. He said it was staring him right in the face. I was like, Mike, I feel the same exact way, yo. So, yes, definitely, man. So we've been in celebration mode ever since the album came out, honestly. It's a great album, man. Great time for hip hop right now, yo. Yeah, right now.
Man. You don't got it, man. Go get it.
Definitely.
Go get it. Shout out to 99. Champ, yo, man. So it's your older brother, Mike?
Older brother, Mike. Yes, indeed. My older brother, Mike.
He knows.
Yeah. So Mike is what? Mike is 5 years older than me. So when Criminal Minded came out, I think I was 6 years old. Mike was 10 or 11. So when Criminal Minded came out, ever since then, me and him have just been hip hop, everyday hip hop.
Yeah, Criminal Minded.
And just been building. Yes. So
that's a great one, yo.
Yeah, and him as an older brother, he kind of took the first step with hip hop. I was the younger brother, so he's older, so he was leading, buying the albums, buying the records, and everything like that. So I really appreciate his insight on hip hop because he knows what he's talking about. And when he said what he said about Priest's new album, I knew what he was gonna say. Though.
Wow,
I knew what he was gonna say.
Yeah, yo, shout out to Mike, man.
Shout out to Mike, yo. Salute, God.
Yeah, bring you on the podcast.
Definitely,
man.
Definitely,
crazy.
Mike.
The great David Flores, man. That's crazy. Yeah, it's definitely been a great ride. Rocket. We just flying through, man. I heard somebody says, S.L. Smith says, Rocket to Nebula, now we talking. Yeah, no doubt. That's what, yo, D, in my opinion, top 5 Priest album. Yo, Solar Facts, no doubt, man. And this wasn't planned. It was like, I didn't know. We just kept doing it, and we knew it was going to be special. I couldn't wait.
Right.
And now we here, man. It has the moments that hit you the most. Yeah.
Balance hit me hard, man. When I first heard it, Priest, honestly, every song hit me really hard, but for some reason, Balance just... Honestly, Priest, what happened was you and we was shooting, I don't want to tell too much, but we were shooting video, I think a week before the album came out. And I had complimented Priest. I said, Priest, man, you got the best balance in the whole universe. Remember that? Go ahead. I said that. And then the album came out and Balance was on there. I said, oh my God, yo. I said, see, I'm right. I'm right. I know what I'm talking about. And then just to hear the wordplay on Balance, the first line on Balance.
Right. Yeah, no,
that album is just amazing, man. Balance definitely stood out. And T-Break, of course, stood out.
T-Break. I got a chance to let loose and tell a story, tell stories on it. It's full of stories. And it's just me letting loose and just having fun, man. Balance, that's crazy. A lot of people tell me that when we talking, they be like, yo, what we just talked about is right there. Right. And I was like, yo, man, it's like a mental soup, or exchange of knowledge soup. Right. So it's just like everything's in there that we build on. We breathe all of that energy and consciousness goes into the music. And it comes from the music. It hits me and I don't know, it's coming back to me and it's going back in. Then the energy that's around. That's why it's always good to have good energy around you. You know what I'm saying? And try to keep that same energy, man. Keep your positive vibes up. You know what I mean? But that was great. So Balance.
Definitely.
T-Break. Let's do something with T-Break, man. I didn't get a chance to do songs like that.
Right.
Well, with Knowledge Born and Hakhem come on, we're gonna go deeper
Absolutely.
into those things, man.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed.
We're gonna go deep into those things.
And Priest also, God, I just wanted to mention Purpose also. I felt like Purpose did an outstanding job on this album. Shout out to Purpose.
Shout out to Purpose, man. Yo,
Shout out.
That's because I don't put pressure, like even with Fourth, or I'm talking about Purpose, it's like, I'm not going to put pressure. I want to see what your eyes see. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Quincy Jones. Right. You don't get in the, Mike doing Thriller. And I'm not comparing. I'm just saying that you don't get in the booth and tell that I want to see his vision also. So, because I'm behind the mic and I don't know, I'm vibing what people feeling at that moment. So I think sometimes you got to have that person that like, yo, this is the route to go. Right. And then, you in the right, this is it. So you give me time to be free, and then that's a quote from my brother. He'll be on. You give me time to be free, and then we can do it. But I think that Purpose also his lyrics,
definitely
on that album, on that it was crazy, man. And everything he said, I wanted to keep it top notch. Everything else is top notch. Planet Asia, shout out to Planet Asia, man.
Killed it too.
He killed it. He did his thing. He blended right in, and I waited. I didn't wait too long for that verse. Right. I waited a good week though.
Wow.
So
that's
it's like
very scriptures, right? Very scriptures.
So it was buried. For a little bit, and then he dug it up. You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to PA, man. Yeah, did his thing on the album, definitely.
Yeah, I wait up, but that verse was going to have Chisel on it.
Oh wow!
Yeah, imagine that, right? He didn't like the beat at first, and so I gave him another beat. So a fourth beat. So we see what's up with that, but that's the way the clan work. Sometimes, even with MCs of his caliber, you give him something and he's like trying to figure it out, boom, 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 and they gotta get the flow. It's just sometimes it'll be this. And I told Purpose, I said, I need another beat. He gave me a Jizza tailor-made beat.
Right.
Shout out to Purpose for that. Yo, he gave me a beat. I was like, this sound like Jizza is rhyming on it. And I was like, see, that's the expertise when you in tune. Right. And cats in tune with the MC. And I was like, yo, he gonna love this beat right here. Right. I might have to get on this because he gonna end up taking this beat for his song. So, so shout out to that. Shout out to him, man. Somebody shout out to RZA, the Jizza, real one. But that's how it happens, man. Shout out to 99 A-Sun. There's more people in it. Oh, DJ Just J, what up? Boom, in the studio, continually working. Psychic World of Walter. They just throwing names out there. Psychic World of Walter Reed. Yeah, that's fire. We on this Abraxas too, man. Definitely, Psychic World. That's personally, that was my first. That was my that I went through a lot. Yeah. yeah. I went through a lot.
That's one. That's like top 3 for me. Psychic
World, yeah.
Double album, man. That album's crazy, also, man.
Yeah. It's important. Sometimes I like the vibe of the album. I didn't really get a chance to sit down myself and absorb it. Like after mastering and the first, the approvals and stuff like that, you want to sit down and absorb it. Sometimes AD knows because we did Psychic World. So Psychic World is just like if it's mixed or mastered, I have to. We come and we put the little nicks and crannies. Right. So one time. AD just goes, listen to these sounds. I said, remember that, AD?
Yeah.
What was that? He was like, welcome to the psychic world of Walter Reed. So it was like some new type of equipment he was messing with. And he's like, yo, this is some type of new, put that on the album. That's what we need. Because it's that type of vibe. So
it was an FX library. Samples.
let's take all the juice out of that and make it come.
It was your standard library.
Yeah, I'm not a tech cat, but I'm learning a little bit. But it's just like I enjoy working with the tech and like the engineers, the organs of the music. So I go to AD and and I ask them questions. I ask you, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how you do your animation. Right. It's just insane.
Thank you,
you know what I'm saying?
You,
insane every time. Solo gyms, we like, yo, I don't know. And we try to decipher your, but not trying to, but I'm just saying, we like, it's just amazing how he does that. And it goes right along with the music. Right. Yes, I mean, amazing. Shout out to Justice Lee Peterson. You know what I'm saying?
It's your standard graphic design animation.
Right.
Yeah, whatever it is working, man.
Yes.
Whatever it is working. You know what I'm saying? Look, 99 chat. He says, that's a fact, KP. Yeah, man. And let me tell you, sickest animation. You got to do it right. It's called animation.
That's right. Animation.
Animation, yo, man. Should I tell them the film company that we're going to come with that? So,
that's right.
That's going to be dope, man. Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, when you're doing a video, and we can start from, we're going to get back to Abraxas too, though, but I want to start with Grandmother's Land.
Right.
Yo, the timing of that and everything that was involved with that, it was just like you created it right there.
Thank you.
Boom, and that was, and I was like, whoa, wow, he gets it all the way.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And
that's right.
It's just it was amazing, man. And then you have native blood also, right?
That's right. Yep.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
On mommy's side, yep. Mommy was half black and half Native American. Yep.
No, that's dope, bro.
Yep.
That's
right,
dope.
Priest, yep.
So when I went to Canada, shout out to my man Aspect. So there's a lot of native out there, and they was like, and I was getting, they were getting in contact with me. So at that time, remember it was COVID, so everything was shut down. Right. So I would get these emails from chiefs and sons. She yo, come on down, and come down. And Aspect is my man, so he's straight native, and he brought me out there and we was talking about it. So I got with the powwow. So I was like, man, it's a story, but I see it that way, and it's just design. But you brought it to life, and I think if they would have seen it visual like that, then
thank you,
like, come on, man. You brought it to life, and that was incredible, man.
Thank you,
and
God.
we love your work here at the Podcraft, man. Thank
you, God, man. And honestly, Priest, I won't tell them too much, but we're working on something now that's gonna take the heads off of everyone who's watching. Like, we're literally working on something now this is a game changer. I promise everyone. I promise you, America. The next thing that we put out is a game changer. It's gonna change everything. I promise. I can't give it away yet, but it's coming soon.
You heard it here first. Yo, you heard it.
Game changer, yep.
You heard it from, oh man. It's like it just constantly, so someone says, how do you stay consistent? And I think it's the consistency come from the love of the music. You know what I mean? This is just, that's it. Yep. Love of the music. And now we still gonna do the orchestra.
Definitely.
AD, you agreed. We got Flea on board.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Flea, Red Hot Chili.
Yes,
and
indeed.
We never released. I still got those songs that me and Flea did.
Wow.
Yeah, and AD has it in there. No, but we still got them. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Flea hit me with the bass and it said, do what you got to do. So I was just like, okay, fine. And we have been sitting on those for a minute. So
that's awesome.
Imagine us blending all of that together.
That's right.
With the Royal Priesthood. You know what I'm saying? Yep. With Royal Priesthood. And I just did something with Triple JC, his beat.
Okay.
And Podcraft, we coming all the way alive. I did something. What's my brother name? Greg. I know him as Greg. What's his hip hop name that sending the music?
He does live music?
Nah, he does beats.
Oh, G.
Okay.
G is for Greg, man. I'm sorry. He probably, I don't know, but it's yeah. So I started on something, working on something
That's
with
awesome.
that. So
that's awesome.
Gotta remember that the first beat that we did for the Podcraft, that intro song, was done on Triple JC from Australia.
Oh wow!
It was his beat. It's been so long. AD remixed it and put the 95 Bodega beat to it. But that beat was originally him, and that's all the way from Australia.
Right.
And I don't know how it just happened like that.
That's awesome.
And if you listen, I shouldn't tell y'all, but there's a little clue in that song, right? Mm-hmm. That shows you it was in the early stages. Because we just started, and I just was like, yo, I'm gonna rhyme and just do something for the intro.
That's awesome.
Get it? I wonder if anybody knows what it is. I'll give it up. I said, at the end of the verse, I said, welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. I started a Podcraft, and I told AD for a minute, I need to change that line. Welcome to the Killah Priest podcast. Like, you know, when you do stuff and you forget about it later, like, yeah. You ever get that when you're doing your art?
Right. Definitely, yes, definitely, man. And Priest, when you were mentioning the orchestra, I got to get my brother out here, Mike, because Mike plays guitar, lead guitar. Wow. I play bass, and he plays lead guitar. Damn. So I got to get him out here so we can link up and get this momentum, you know, start moving forward.
Yeah, let's do
orchestra.
It. Yeah, orchestra.
So Mike, if you're listening, if you're watching, I know you're watching, man. Let's get it together, God, and let's get this orchestra started, God. Please, y'all.
Exactly.
Let's get it started. Definitely.
No doubt. Come on, Mike. Yo, let's get Mike out here, man.
Definitely. I got to get him out here, man.
Yeah, I was just reading some of the lines while you were saying that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it happened to me too, Priest. What happened to you? Bodega food is good. I called it Bodega because that beat reminded me of the hood. It was just and you know how long I sat. I should let Purpose. I sat Purpose produced.
Purpose did that.
Yeah.
Right.
So I sat on that beat for so long, and then when you get bored, you just go through, and that's what started me just saying, I just need my own equipment. That's it. Because if I'm just sitting here and then producing out, no one in particular. But producers got lives, man. They doing things, and they might not just be up to making beats at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, where I'm going to get a beat from? I got an idea. And so I try to gather most beats that I could and just have them sitting around.
Right.
Maybe something like that to get me sparked up. Hey, do you have a guitar?
Yeah, I got 3.
Yeah, no doubt.
I got a bass guitar.
Think you can play something for us?
I got 2 acoustics.
I think I probably could. Priest, it's been a minute, but I probably could, actually.
Yeah,
I got a Fender Stratocaster. It may not be tuned.
If it's tuned, right. We got to tune it up.
But I was thinking about breaking it down anyway, so I could like break it out, tune it up, get it ready for him.
Wow. Okay.
When Flea came to the show, I had my bass all tuned up. I went to Guitar Center and bought Flea's signature strings because he has his own set of strings that are out. Wow. So I looked it up online. I checked Guitar Center. They had them. I went down there and I bought his specific strings. Came back, tuned up the whole guitar, restrung the whole thing, had it ready. So when Flea came here, I'm like, hey, I got a bass right there. He just grabbed it and went to town. That's how we had that. That was so perfect. I was so prepared for him. I also knew he liked blueberries, so I had blueberries ready for him. I did my research.
Yeah, I think we kind of messed him up with the tea. Remember, he kind of tripped that tea got him high. He was like, Priest. Well,
man. he knew about it though. He was very familiar with matcha, and he actually knew how to wick it.
Yeah, he whipped it. He whisked it. Yeah. But after a while, he was looking at me like, and I saw his eyes.
That's why I don't mess with that tea, man.
No, but it's good for you. He just understood. He didn't got high in a long time.
It'll take you to a zone.
And it will get you a little high. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Get tea drunk.
Catechins, the tannins.
Talk to him, AD.
It's not just the caffeine.
Okay.
There's other elements in tea, and every type of tea.
What's the main? That's your favorite.
L-theanine.
Hey.
Yeah, that's a very powerful compound. A lot of the proprietary blends that you see on these pills that give you some kind of like mental boost. You know, these limitless pill type pills like these mood enhancers that you'll see out there. Even Joe Rogan had one called Alpha Brain, and you'll see there's L-theanine in that.
Yeah.
I was taking Alpha Brain for a minute, but it made me feel like a robot.
Oh, yeah?
It was just a little too smart. It wasn't like the Limitless pill. You see the Limitless movie? This guy takes the pill and he gets all smart. But Alpha Brain, like that kind of made me just really so sharp that I didn't have a mood.
Damn.
I turned into a robot.
Just sharp.
I was so sharp that I didn't have like a personality. It went away. I was just so focused. Like, yes, let's get to work.
Right.
And like I didn't have a happy or a sad. I had no emotion.
Wow. Now,
it turns you into Spock.
Now, L-theanine, Priest has a track called L-theanine,
Yeah.
right? On Psychic World, Walter Reed.
That's
What
right.
effect does that do to the body? Like, is it like a caffeine effect? Make
No.
you hype, or
Look at
just
that.
focus?
I'll show you. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like
that's a good question.
it's a very popular compound, but like I said, they use it in a lot of things.
I like the name. The name is
love the
fly.
name, right?
It's like, yo.
Because it's,
there should be somebody's
That's
name
right.
out there.
it's an amino acid technically.
Okay.
It's found in tea leaves, particularly in green and black tea. It's a non-protein amino acid, so it doesn't build.
It's in white too, white and yellow.
Yeah.
It's in
White
tea.
tea.
It just reduces stress and anxiety, improves sleep quality, enhances cognitive function, boosts immunity, protecting against cancer. Early research suggests that L-theanine has anti-cancer properties.
Wow.
You gotta drink a lot of it. Keep drinking it.
Okay,
Once you start peeing a lot,
Uh-huh.
that's the thing. Can I say pee? Pee is right?
Yeah.
So you start
Urination.
urinating. Yeah, urinating. You start urinating a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Make it, and that's when it starts to kick in because all of that toxic is coming out of your system. You know, during
You want between 200 and 400 milligrams a day.
Yeah.
I mean,
you gotta
that's
do it a day. You gotta
that's a
drink it.
typical dosage. I mean,
I've been doing a lot of tea every morning ever since the album, ever since the Abraxas 2. I've been playing tea break every morning with my breakfast, and I have my pot of tea. But I gotta play tea break in the morning. God, I have to.
Yeah.
like with anything, there's an inverted U curve to where you don't want to.
Here comes the.
You gotta know your dosage.
Okay. So don't go too much. Don't do too much.
Dosage AD.
Everything
D is for
has
dosage.
every single thing.
Yeah.
Every single thing has an inverted U curve
Right.
to where you don't want to go too much.
Too much, right?
Right. You can
What's
overdo
too much?
anything.
Yeah.
For it
I get
depends.
high. Is that too much?
Everyone-
Like when you start,
Everyone's different.
yeah.
If that's the effect you're going for, then you good.
Yeah.
If that's
But
not
what would
the
you drink
effect
tea
you're
for? To calm down your nerve, right? Like calm.
Yeah, if you want that.
Yeah,
For me,
calm
I don't
down.
like to be too mellow. I don't like indica. I prefer sativa.
Oh, so
I don't like
uppers.
tea that slows me because I'm already a mellow dude. So I like to be a
okay.
little bit up.
Yeah.
So a little bit of caffeine, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of sativa, anything to keep me
I got you.
up. That way I'm more productive that way.
you want
That's what
black
works
tea.
for me personally. Everybody is completely different. It's not even an astrology thing.
Oh, so you want black tea?
Maybe.
Yeah, try some black tea. Black tea will get you up, going. And there's certain stronger green teas like Sencha. So that's a Japanese green tea that'll get you going. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of tea you want. And then
I gotta try the different strains.
Yes, it's different strands. I mean, you think that you think that there's only going to be one type of tea? Nah, bro. We live in
Many
the
different
multiverse.
Yeah.
The
It's just like weed, where there's different strains.
Right.
They do different things.
Yeah. You don't make an album with just one beat on every song.
Right.
That was an oxymoron.
And see me, I'm naturally hyper. So when I drink tea,
There
I
you
definitely
go.
feel the mellow. I can just feel my body just chill. Everything just chills.
So you know yourself. Everybody has their own kind of energy. We're all running on different
write that down.
frequencies within our central nervous system.
All right, so we're going to say KTS, know thyself.
Mm.
So from now on, KTS is our thing.
Right.
So KTS, know thyself.
That comes from ancient Egypt.
Yeah, know thyself.
Yeah, because
Show us the proof of that.
I can show you the proverb. It's before the Bible.
Yeah. We're going AD made a statement now. We say
Well, it's a little more in depth, but talks about the kingdom of heaven.
yeah.
But
I'm just saying it's a humanity. To know thyself is you have to walk into a temple to see that, right? Up on top, because when Neo walked into the lady to the oracle office, first thing she said was look up there. And you know what it said?
Yep.
Yeah. Come on. It's the first thing she said. Look, what's that say? It says know thyself. And he said
I
that.
said that?
Yeah.
I don't remember that part.
So
I'll bring that up on screen after.
Wow.
yeah, her house was like a temple.
Right.
So Neo walking into the place with the all black and the eye, stuff. We gotta remember he was a computer tech. The
In
real
the Matrix. He was a computer tech.
No, outside the
outside.
Neo before Neo. So
okay.
I don't know how to call his name. What was his name?
Anderson, Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Anderson.
Mr. Tom Anderson.
And you notice that the Smith addressed him as his old self. Right. Yeah, so they're like Mr. Anderson. Right. And also he came to him at his job. So his whole thing was everywhere you work at, like the I don't know what you call that version of him, but it was the work and trying to get it. Then they gave him the drugs and say, okay, you could go down his hole. You know, if you take this, remember the chick that came to us when he was asleep? He woke up in the morning. I'm talking about the first Neo, not before he got into his whole bag and Morpheus had to put him on. Right. He was just a cat that was trying to get over, and he was a computer tech.
Right.
Knock, knock, knock on his door. The chick and the dude, remember they came from the club. Yep. It was almost like he slept above the club, but when they was kicking it with him, that was the start of his thing, because she said, I want to know how far the rabbit hole goes. That's before Morpheus, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
then he met Trinity.
Exactly. No, but he met Trinity not in his state of his first self.
Mr. Anderson?
Mr. Anderson.
Yeah.
He didn't know anything. He was just trying to figure out everything, but he just had that code, and he was a computer hacker.
Right.
And they wanted a chip, and it all started from there. And then Matrix got in touch with him through a phone call. He never knew. He's like, I heard of you. Remember, he got the phone call, and everything went through the wires from there. Through the wires. Yep. Shout out to Kanye. Everything went through the wires. You know what I'm saying? Really, Shaka Khan wanted to rock it. Right. You know, but so Neo was like, oh, we gotta break down the Matrix.
Definitely.
Because we gotta look at the life before
he
the person. Yeah, right. We look at the life of Mr. Anderson.
Right.
That's why I told Sophia, man, you gotta make another. I respect what you said. Make another one. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just stay on that ground of if complaining about those. I know that's her work, right? But I'm just saying, make another one because there's more room, and there it is. What about the life of Mr. Anderson? Right. You know what I'm saying? Before he went in there, or the life of Mr. Smith, the Smiths.
Yeah, wow. It's an amazing way of retelling the Jesus story. Also.
Oh yeah, come on.
We can talk about that, but real quick, let's get. This was the proverb I was talking about. It says, "The kingdom of heaven is within you, and whoever shall know himself shall find it." So this is before the Bible. It's an ancient Egyptian proverb.
Now, is that from Thoth, or is that from?
I would need to look that up.
Okay.
I don't want to just guess.
Right. So the feeling, of to know thyself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So when you walking into, because I want cats to know that when you're thinking of ancient times, you're looking at a crazy world during that time. So a world that the sun is beaming on you in the morning. Right. Like in the morning, it's too hot to go out, and then you got to go into the temple. Houses really meant something, and cows really meant something to them at that time, because you gotta if you don't farm, you don't eat.
Right.
That's in India. That becomes sacred, real. Now you go to the grocery store. You lose the value of what those things meant to them, because at that time, that was a real value. They really farmed, and they really had. So when you went into the temple, it really meant something, because you got the 4 elements to deal with. Some say 5. You know what I'm saying? But you got the elements to deal with, the real elements. That was a good find, AD. I didn't doubt you. I just said pull up, pull it up, because you be saying stuff that sometimes I'm like, oh, where you get that from? He's
I know.
Nah, it was just.
I'm happy.
It's like Tahuti told you that.
Yeah,
but you gotta know yourself. You just can't be saying stuff.
Yeah,
and just going, yo, you know what?
I will always cite my sources, because I'm very proud of where I heard it from.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So here's the next one. This is the what you had pulled up. The sign above Neo had said, Temet nosce, which is a Latin phrase for know thyself.
That's really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So how that goes, y'all?
Temet nosce.
Yeah, see, my man Aurora said no air conditioning. So yeah, you feeling cool. It's where you gonna get your cold water from? You know what I'm saying? Your cold beer. That's an extra to get a cold beer, you had to be paid. You know what I'm saying? That's a little extra luxury right there. It's hot because you go to any like, I don't want to sound, because you got to be all correct now, politically correct. But I'll say you go to a foreign restaurant or exotic. That's hooking them up, right? So you go to an exotic restaurant like India or somewhere, you don't get ice like that. They just give you, because they're used to it. Boom, boom. And I love Indian food. But you have to ask certain people for certain things. Like, can I get ice? Like, damn. You want ice? As an American, you can just, but as we know, water is water. It's like mem, or we just drinking the fluid of life. This is it. You are bougie and want ice. Yeah. Because we don't know the trials and the turmoils of that time. So a lot of things meant real serious. Like they really faced the sun. Now, sunscreen, sunblock.
Exactly.
You jumping in the ocean taking all that sunscreen off you, pulling it into the ocean, killing half of the fish.
Wow. That sunscreen has chemicals.
You eating some of that. And don't get into a pool, soup. I mean, it's just falling out.
Chlorine.
Yeah. That's why when I jumped in the spring, right? I wanted the hot springs.
How was that, Priest?
That was incredible.
In Colorado, right?
Yeah. It's Dr. Hari on a whole nother, it's the beginning.
Wow.
It's on a whole nother level.
That's crazy.
It's like, now they just got a flood. Sorry to tell you. Yeah, he's just been hit by a flood.
Right.
So the whole springs and all that's underwater. But it's all water anyway, so it'll straighten itself out.
Right.
The salt in the minerals is so deep. I don't know if they had sunscreen just jumping in the water though, but I'm just saying it's really thick in there. So you get in and you feel the healing properties, but they spilling, I mean, listen, man.
They're spilling drinks in the water.
Yeah, man, you got these girls that's in there, you know what I mean? Talking and just ice falling in, spilling. I'm getting out of here, yo.
Right.
It's like ice spilling, and you got sunny side. You got what's the grandmother's land drink? I don't know what's Incredible Hulk spiller. Right. And I'm sitting there like, oh no, I'm sliding out of this joint because I can't feel it that way. And some people, because this is ancient sacred stuff. Right. And I'm like, God damn, they just jump in here messing it all up. Wow. So I tried to go to the hot part, and this one girl came out, she was lit. I think pickled is the perfect word. She was pickled with alcohol. She got in there, she was like, oh, it's no hot, you know what I mean? And she had this drink, and I was like, oh no, the boyfriend was like, so I'm sitting in there like, yeah, it's cool. Like, what's your name? Right? And I had a drink like this, and it kind of like, some of it spilled. And I was like, oh, I'm out of this one. I'm out of this one. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, yo. But it's like, nah, I didn't go there, but the experience was good. Now I would look at Notion, I go, damn, some people just don't get it, right? Yeah. That's why I thought about the animals and stuff like that. It's like hot spring, you know what I mean? Snowboard, like they jumping in the joint, and then you never know what's going on. So I was so proud of so much minerals. I think it would uplift and take them out of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that was a wild part. Pools. It was a pool. Wow. So it's like boom. So you got a pool right there, one right there. This is 95 degrees. This one right here is 106. This one right here, you'll like it. Yeah, and then outside the pool, you can walk down, and the real river is right there. Right. So you actually just get up out the pool, walk through. It's a hotel, so you can walk out of the pool area. There's a little fence, and then the river goes right there. And you can jump. You can walk in that river. So that's got natural mixed with that. And there's some volcanic action happening under the ground or something like that. Wow. Interesting. So in the heat, you know what I mean? Yeah, it's kind of dope. We got to go.
Now, was this in the mountains, Priest? Like in the mountains
Yes.
area?
Pagosa Springs is a mountain city.
Okay,
so
mountain city.
Yeah, Pagosa, there you go, 2 hours. It's a mountain spot. So you'll be up in there. Look at Naphtali. Shout out to Naphtali, the place to be with black hearts. Shalom, Killah Priest, Killah Podcast, the moderator. You in the building? What's up, Naphtali? Let's talk about some giants and some Anunnakis. Word. And Canaan. Word, that's dope. Okay. Let's get ready to rumble. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. Mr. K inside. Yep. So we can start the interview. Yo, we gotta do it, man. We always talked about we're gonna do it because a lot of information, a lot of crazy things that's happening out there, man. And we gonna be in tune regardless. A lot of people don't get in tune, you know, and it's like they're gonna pull you there. They talked about computers a long time ago, cell phones. Like, what do you mean? You didn't even fathom thinking about having a cell phone.
Right.
But you imagine it. You imagine when you was little, contacting your great grandmother all the way across seas.
Right.
But now it's happening. Could you imagine cars driving themselves?
Nope.
I'm still trying to get used to that. That's crazy. I'm still trying to get. And we see Waymos everywhere.
Yep. And the drones flying by themselves. No pilots.
No. Drones are flying planes now?
Well, the drones are planes without pilots.
They're
now,
drones.
Right?
They can deliver Amazon packages or something.
Right.
Let's get them parachutes on side the planes, but they won't do that.
We have androids delivering food.
I always wondered why.
In Hollywood.
Come on, with their eyes, with
They
big
have little
circles
eyes. They
and
look
blinking.
little R2D2s.
Oh, yeah,
we have
I've seen
R2D2s
them.
officially.
Yes.
Then they just deliver food.
Little Yodas.
Yeah,
It's happening. One day I woke up and there was 1,000 bikes everywhere. Then it was a lot. All like, where do you start that, bro? Or the what's the e-bikes? The scooters, yeah.
E-scooters, yeah.
Come on, y'all don't remember just waking up and then there's 1,000 scooters. Everybody's like that. Then you got a bunch of people. Are they plants? They all like this.
Right.
It just came out. You got cats backwards and sliding up there. They hard to go up the hill though.
Yeah, I've never ridden one of those.
It's Uber Eats.
That's one of them. Right
That's
there,
Uber Eats.
Bruce.
There's like 2 or 3 of those on the sidewalk. They're going on the sidewalk, and they just walk right by. They just drive right by. They can stop in front of you. They know when to go to the stoplight.
Two eyes said he was a demon from outer space. Damn.
Now there's food
hard.
inside of that.
Yeah, and then you just put your phone on the top to recognize that it's you, like with the barcode, and then it'll open up.
There we go, y'all. I mean, welcome to the future. No.
And then here's like the nicer ones right here.
Look at that. I never seen that
I
one.
haven't seen that one.
Oh, that one. That's a DoorDash one.
Oh, of course. With little eyes on them.
Yeah, well, because they got to be able to see.
So think about the babies that's being born, or the puppies.
Right.
The puppies, the babies, the cats. They're like, damn, what they doing? I don't understand. They have to get used to that. The brain never seen that before. Or have it. But the cats, animals, I mean, the ones we kept pets and babies, they like, what the? They have to control. Do I hunt that? You know what I mean? The birds, like the birds are looking at our technology like, wait a minute. I guess we going up into heaven, man. Yo, where Knowledge Born at?
He's on standby.
Okay. Bring him in.
Knowledge Born, you're clear.
Nah, I am tripping. Somebody says you tripping, boy. Yo, man, it's life. We up on that tea. You know, when on this show, when you become a tea server or you start drinking tea, we call you a tea cha, right? So cha is a Chinese word for tea. So you become a tea cha. Solomon's ill with it now, yeah. And
Word up.
Z. Him and Z. Shout out to Zayden. This show is brought to you by Zayden. That's my grandson. All right. Knowledge Born in the building. Yo.
Peace, Knowledge.
Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Hey, tune in. Oh, that shirt is crazy.
Yeah, I got it on for Dave Flores. You know?
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, I see it. That's dope.
We rocking.
Is that your art?
Grandmother's land.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the grandmother's
Yeah.
right.
We rocking from grandmother's land.
That's right.
So peace to the animator who took a vision and a determined idea out of our mind and heart space
And new
and
made it.
amplified it in the way of Anu. You know? Anu in the Sumerian is one of the names of the Most High.
Mhm.
So that's where he takes us. He takes us from rule and law and defies gravity with what he does as an animator. So salute to Dave Flores, the animator.
Thank you, Knowledge. Thank you, man.
And let me give some love to the master builder who builds from the unseen to the seen. But he's a builder with sound.
Yeah.
And there's no father to his style, no father to his sound. But he makes sound palatable and usable. You know, you say usable, musable. He makes it musable.
Musical.
Oh, that's fire.
space to
That's fire.
have a
Bruce.
treatise to the receiver's ear that creates the MC.
Yeah.
So I want to give it up to Architect D for being an A.
Thank you, sir.
And now I want to give it up to the Alpha Omega, the Iron Salt,
Man.
on his tea break with his buried scriptures, with the wings of Anak, on a quest like Austin, the one who blew our minds to smithereens. One album after the next. Every single time we say we have a magnum opus, here comes another magnum opus to knock it out of the way. And like a true writer, right? Steven Spielberg went under the pseudonym Richard Bachman.
Mm.
Mm.
And they thought that he was another writer. It was like, why does this guy write like, pardon me, I said Steven Spielberg, Stephen King. Got it right. Stephen King. His other writing name was Richard Bachman. And they were reading his books. And it was like, this guy writes like Stephen King. And when someone picks up your heat signature or your presence and you become a gift to them in that way, you could recognize them no matter what pseudonym they go under. You can't hide who you are for those who can see you.
Wow.
So Allah got 99 attributes, but in all of those attributes, you still see Allah. If any of those attributes were to portray source, it would be unrecognizable. So for the one, regardless to land or language, there are people who have never heard a Killah Priest song, but know Killah Priest by when they see him. They know him by how they see him. So I saw the glyph that y'all had up, right? AD, you had Ampu and Heru.
Yeah.
Ampu, misnomer as Anubis, is the one that sits at the scales. I'm gonna leave the season, so I do that, right? He sits at the scales, and the judgment scene is shown, quote unquote, judgment day, that your heart must be what? Weight,
yeah.
And it must be light as a what?
Feather.
A feather. So they turned a feather into a quill. And a quill is where you write.
That's
so for one who
right there.
writes with this pineal pen, right? Who writes with our pineal pen. So Heru the falcon, right? Heru has a duty and responsibility to avenge his father. This is where you get the Avengers from. So we have one who avenges mother. We have one who avenges mother in the way that some might avenge father. Avenges his mind, let's say it. So comes to right the wrongs.
Oh, right the wrongs.
However, he is
That's
not
a bar.
made
Bars.
by what he sees. He comes to right the wrongs, right? He writes
Bars.
them and he writes them.
That's right. It's bars.
So for one who rights the wrongs and rights the wrongs, he did it for his father, did it for his mother. So when we look at hip hop had came to right the wrongs, left us a message. But the message that got convoluted over time. So, in my Master Killah voice, we agreed to sing one, to swim from, lost to found. The truth be his life preserved, he can't drown. You understand what I'm saying? So, he gave us water forms. He gave us water forms. And then he gave us another magnum opus to take us back to a place where there's no longer a category. It precedes category. So AD in that glyph, in that space with the neophyte going in to see the oracle, this Latin is a hyperdimensionalization of what existed before it. So you could look at it and not see it. Know thyself, right? The kingdom of heaven is within you. You or universe. Or you and I verse, right? So these aspects in regards to the attendant in the building, one who was a custodian for hip hop, so much so they tried to hide him. But then he said, I judge wisely, as if nothing ever surprised me. Knowing I'm walking into a situation where the people who are with me might not see me in that moment. They might look at me and not see me. Because when they look at self, they don't see self. They see other than self. What is his own self? Not who is his own self. What is his own self? So in that space of self-defining and self-defending, we have one who picked up the message that he received and wore the blunt force of the pain that made the Black fathers chain smoke to save the babies. So whether we get it from Priest or we get it from Taiwan, we're going to get it. So I wanted to give it up to his Alpha Omega greatness, the Yang Soul, the Leonidas, the one and only Killah Priest.
Yeah, I want to stand up. So rise out your chair. Man, yo, you be dropped. Oh, man.
That was awesome knowledge.
Yeah, yo, man. Orator. I don't know how you put it together. I'm not even going to ask you. It just be flowing. Oh, man. We got Hakhem coming?
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be great.
We flow as well. That's what happened.
It flows well. Right. No doubt, man. We just chopping it up, man. Just chopping it up.
I loved it. Y'all were going into the Matrix, and you know the Matrix is a particular special lane for me in regards to rediscovery. You know, the ancients would say we don't come to the earth to learn; we come to the earth to remember. So the members are the beings, are the places on your body, and you come to put those things back together again. One of my likes, peace to the God, Shebang Dynamic a lot. He was
awesome
talking
name.
To me about
what's his name again, Lord?
Shebang Dynamic a lot.
Awesome name.
Yeah,
crazy.
You definitely dynamic, and he definitely, when he dropped them bombs, they bang. You understand what I'm saying? So he was talking about the nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty, right? And in a recent bill with some families, we were talking about family from that perspective. I said, do y'all remember the nursery rhyme Humpty Dumpty? And they're like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, and they're going through it, right? Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. Who was Humpty Dumpty?
Man.
So the pictorial image they have of Humpty Dumpty is a what?
Big old egg?
A big old egg. And you heard Priest talk about an egg. I'm not going to go there yet, but you heard him speak about an egg on this album, right?
Yep.
So Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't do what?
And put them back together again.
So who was Humpty Dumpty?
Damn. Man.
Where AD at? AD, who was Humpty Dumpty?
I guess what? The Roman Empire?
Who was Humpty Dumpty? What was his title? What was his station in the kingdom? Who was he?
He was the king, right?
Yes, AD, he was the king. And where's the evidence? The evidence is in the rhyme. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men.
Right.
Right? So all the king's horses, all of them, all of the king's horses and all of the things that he had amassed could do him nothing in regards to putting himself back together again. So he was in the seat of glory, a seat of power, right? And his vantage point was vast. And in the space of his descent, in the space of his fall, that could be a mental fall, that could be a spiritual fall, that could be an emotional fall, whatever it was, as a result of that fall, he was in pieces. So when we talk about the Asar, the Osirian tradition of the Nile Valley, the culture of the Nile Valley, there was one who went all over the planet to put his pieces back together.
Yeah. Oh man.
So if we look at
that's crazy.
Hip hop doesn't come to us in its height. It comes as a result of the fall. So the pieces. We come together to put the pieces back together again. But we're not approaching it as it was before, where it was all the king's horses and all the king's men, because that would have us to a fault. But there was one. There was she. They say that hip hop started because of she, right? There was a jam that was supposed to happen because of her. So she was the offset or the onset of what we would know from an organized perspective that would evolve again from its devolution from rap to hip hop. So this egg, they and the Orisha tradition, they would call it the realm of the Egun. So this egg would represent the people returning back to this realm of their ancestors. So it's just interesting in regards to how she becomes vital, and the sperm meets with the what?
Egg.
Egg. This is life. So all of these aspects in regards to what it is begins from that determined idea in the realm of the unseen, and it makes connection with the egg, and life comes from that, right? Like sound comes from that. You know, that's why DJ Sound Daddy, aka Architect D, I called him a master builder of sound, because there has to be a disruption of the air
Right.
that's flowing. Because we flow as well, right? Flowing in order for it to collide in a way for us to be able to hear sound. Because if we heard air outside, the whistling of the air, something's getting destroyed. You understand what I'm saying? You hear that whistling go, and that howling that's out there, something's getting destroyed. So, yeah, we flow as well. So I'm just making sure that we are good to go.
Man, this is heavy, man.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give credence to the bill in regards to what you were discussing. So, the oracle. Go ahead. Man.
I was just saying that egg breakdown was so dope because I was just saying that when I said the body of a set. I couldn't remember where I heard that the egg, and then you open it, but the scattered around, they scrambled. Oh man, that's cool. That's nice.
Morpheus had a mission that was given to him by the oracle, and so did Trinity. Trinity is called Jesus by Neo.
Whoa, which one was that? That's crazy.
In Matrix 1. Y'all were building on it. What was his name? Thomas what? Thomas Anderson?
Mr. Anderson.
Oh, his name is Tom. Down Tom.
Yeah. Doubting Thomas,
Uncle
right?
Tom. Uncle Tom, yeah.
Right. His name was Thomas Anderson, right? And Thomas Anderson worked at this computer firm. Y'all were building on it earlier.
Yeah, what I'm trying to do.
Relevant IT, right? To make his earnings look legit. So if you think about it, if he was investigated, he'd be like, hey, I work at this software firm, or I work at this IT firm, blah, 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 blah. The best in the city, right?
Right.
So if they looked at whatever his transactions was, that was another thing. But he was only Neo as a hacker.
Oh.
He was only Neo as a hacker.
Damn.
Wow.
So the one who could come to him and speak to him in all of the languages, because he did doubt. So doubt was good and doubt was bad for him at the same time, right? The scales, right? Deeper season. So he's there in this experience where he has something that the people want that comes to see him in the cover of darkness, and they check in with him by knocking on his door. But his computer says follow the white rabbit. And he thought he was tripping. So he goes to the door, and the guy says to him, like, you're looking a little more pale than usual, right? Remember the pale reference, right? Behold the pale horse. Right?
Oh, shoot.
Than usual.
So he goes there, and he's like, yo, you need a little R&R? to unplug, and he's like, nah, I gotta go to work in the morning. And then he sees the white rabbit. And then he goes into the place. It's not like he's having the time of his life. He's just obedient enough. Like he's stubborn enough to be obedient.
Right.
That's something. So he goes in there and he's in the spot, and Trinity approaches him. And she doesn't call him Thomas. She calls him Neo.
I gotta go back to that part when he
so
first
he's
met
there, right? So this is the first interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're interacting, and he said to her, Trinity, the one who cracked this ISD base, right? She said that was a long time ago. And he says, Jesus. And she says, what?
Wow.
He says, I thought you were a guy. She says, most guys do.
Oh,
damn.
I don't remember that part. I gotta go back and check that out.
Yeah. I gotta go back
what
to
she
that
said,
one. Yeah.
right?
Wow. Most guys do. Yep.
He's like Jesus. She's like what?
Oh shoot.
What? I missed that part. What she's like Jesus and he's like what?
He says Jesus,
right.
And she says what? I said, oh,
word.
Wait a minute. He said, I thought you were a guy. She said most guys do.
Mm.
And then she tells him about the danger that he's in, blah, 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 blah.
Mm.
And then he goes to work. Then he speaks to Morpheus. Morpheus is talking to him on the phone, but Trinity's waiting for him with the motorcycle downstairs.
Yeah,
she's there risking her life for him. So these aspects in regards to this, he dies. Who brings him back from the dead?
I remember when he was on when he was on the machine.
He gets shot.
Oh yeah. Trinity. Yeah.
So who is she? She raised the dead?
Yeah, and she kissed with a kiss.
Right.
Like
right.
Word.
So she brought him back from the dead.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's resurrected, Lazarus, right? And he no longer has to fight. He no longer has to be in fear for his life. He no longer has to run. It's like nothing for him. So he's going through the motions. You see him with the motions where it's like, tap, 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 tap. Then he puts his hand behind his back. Tap, tap, tap,
mm-hmm.
tap. And then he kicks him. Boom. And then he jumps into his body. And then you see pieces of him back to the eggs. But you see that tiny little piece of Smith's face, like he's not gone. And after that, Neo can fly.
Wow.
So all of these things, they come into a way where the thing that he wanted was to say, okay, I'm going to show you a world without rules and parameters.
Mm-hmm. But he did stop bullets.
He didn't even know his function.
Right.
He only stopped bullets because Morpheus said, when you're ready, you won't have to. Are you saying
right.
I can dodge bullets?
Right.
Because he wasn't smart. The oracle told him to his face with a smile, like, oh, okay, we got the right one.
Right, that is true. He's not too bright though. Yeah,
not too bright though. Yeah. He just out to lunch. Like, oh, okay, this is what we're working with, no doubt.
And what's his name? The architect made him look crazy.
Even more dumb.
Yeah. He got in front of the architect. It was like the architect was like,
he represents the one who gives you your algorithm.
Yeah.
He controls what you see. So ones and zeros, right? So she's like, that man can't see past any choice. If that was somebody that he was supposed to know, he would have known from part one. So
yeah, this can't be true.
There's a part of it.
He kept saying,
right. There's a part where the human dies and the program takes over.
Wow.
And then they become programs hacking programs.
Wow.
But yeah, we ain't. I just wanted to add.
Somebody said the architect was like, "You again?" Yeah, I'll tell you. That's what's the name. Yeah. Neo he was lost in the source when he got in front of him. He was like,
right, and he represents going through the birth canal. Right. You gods outside of this realm, and you go through that birth canal, and you forget everything.
Yeah, he did. Yep.
We got children.
I remember that.
We have children. We get sleepy, right, and we forget. We get forgetful as a human. So when you come into the physical realm, you endow with everything that you know, but you forgot everything you knew. So Vedic Vapor Room, we were going through the Vedas, right? We were going through that space, right? We were going through that space. So going through that womb. And if you remember, they call you, what do they call you? If you remember.
The Vedic Vapor Room.
If you remember who you were in quote unquote past lives or whatever the case may be, what do they call you? Indigo?
Yeah, indigo. Yeah.
And indigo is what? What color?
Like a purple, right? Purplish.
Yeah. So that indigo, violet,
right,
sort of space. So that represents something. Nothing is haphazard. So what is his own self? So when Neo's going through that process of remembering, right? Nobody could do it for him. He had to do it for himself.
That was the thing, yeah.
So he was somebody that was sent. And watching that, I won't go too far into that, but just watching it over and over, right? Watching it over and over. Watching yourself go through this thing over and over. So much so, if I change my physical appearance, will I still have an affinity to it? Because there were two people, and they represented the people, and everything else and everyone else was the program.
You're right, the dark state. Somebody said Dark City, the strangers.
Yes, Dark City, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You know, Zodiac did it, and I did a whole breakdown on Dark City, Arc City, and he did a whole song, Arc City. Like he did a whole breakdown on it, and it's the prelude to what the Matrix movie is. You know, we had Queen Mother Sophia Stewart on here a couple of times, and y'all know that's her story, right?
Yep.
And that's how the thing becomes breaking apart at the seams. And if they would have paid her for Matrix 4, if y'all read Matrix 4, because, you know, she sent it out to some of us. If y'all read Matrix 4, it brings everything back together. So the movie that they did was the best that they could do based off of what they did. So all they tried to do was Matrix 1.5. And that was it. Matrix 4 brings everything back together. So if y'all want to read it, y'all go to Sophia Stewart's website and y'all get the book. And then you can see the real Matrix 4, because in Matrix 4, she brings back both of the universes, right? The Terminator and the Matrix universe. We meet the scientists that Morpheus was talking about in part one, and then put all of it back together. So all of the story comes back comprehensively in Matrix 4.
Wow.
So from Third Eye Matrix through this series, comprehensively, is something that she did in respective as a true oracle.
Wow.
And in that book, she warned us about these technological wars that are happening. Very interesting.
Yeah, no doubt. Now let's read some.
Yeah, I think Hakhem is in the QAD.
Okay. What's good?
So
Shout
I
out
was
to
on my scoop. I was on my scoop and scrap right now. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
Scoop and
boom,
scrap,
boom,
come out there and
yeah.
warming it up for King.
Yeah. Nah, that was it. Shout out to Coach Kendaka, man, in the building. Word.
The real oracle. Yes.
Indeed. Oh, AD. Yeah. Somebody in the chat. I mean, somebody's in the background waiting to come in.
Okay.
Yeah, man, if you just tuning in, man, we here. We about to go in self-soap. I don't know if I got your track. We about to go in. Tuning in. Locked in.
Oh, man.
Okay.
The way of the monkey is to play the fool. While you laugh at his antics, he sneaks up and bites you from behind. Unmask his ego, and you find a coward.
A man disguised as a man.
Disguised as a monkey. And the man is like the man represents the goddamn man. Called my Piccolo player.
Peace, everybody. We got the great Hakhem in the building and on the craft.
Peace.
We coming in.
Peace.
AD.
Peace.
Yeah, here we go. Lord? Maintain it. Yeah, maintain it.
Y'all see me? Because I know I'm using a different phone tonight.
Indeed.
Okay.
I'm liking it all. Yeah. Boom.
Yeah, God. So, we hoping we could get Killah Priest to answer some questions about this Abraxas. I know that Doggy Diamonds, he probably did the best that I've seen. But I mean, Walter kept showing up.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Very good interview.
We're hoping we can get Killah Priest.
Yeah, let's go.
Before we start, hey, God, we decided that the stuff that we had to ask, that we probably want to do that on not directly on. We're gonna still do it's it's still gonna be great, but it get a little bit we went there.
Yeah.
So maybe on your Patreon we'll do it for you or whatever, however you want to do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll let Knowledge Born kick it out. I've been listening to Abraxas all day. I think Knowledge Born has too. Just comparing it, not to compare it with other music that's out right now. There's a lot of music that's out right now that's in that sort of in that vein, right? But
sort of.
Heavy
emphasis on sort of.
Yeah. I would have to say that Abraxas 2, 12 tracks, right?
Shit.
Like
12.
It covers it. I'm very, very I'm hearing information on rhymes. I don't care about the rhyme as much as I care about what you said. You know what I mean? And you always deliver. So go ahead, Knowledge Born. We'll start off with what you think and ask the God some questions.
So in the vein of the egg, I was on my scoop and scrap before you got on, Kane. You understand what I'm saying? I was warming up, Kane.
You did a great job. Great job.
Were you able to get Killah Priest while you were warming it up?
Killah Priest in the building. We definitely got him. Yeah.
So flow as well.
Flow as well.
Yeah, we were talking about Humpty Dumpty and the egg
and my hit message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I mean, yeah, I love Flow as well. I'm going off of memory too, so I've been listening to it since you dropped it on September the 21st, I believe. That part of those bars where you were explaining it like an egg, God, like, what was you thinking? Like, that's Hakhem level of how he came out and putting 7 MCs in a line. So just trying to get a better understanding of like how you came up with that. Flores.
Well, it's I said it's trying to unscramble the egg. Right?
Yeah.
Once you mess it all up, that's one part of it, but putting it back together is the other part.
Right.
And
all the way the process of getting it back into the refrigerator, right?
Yeah.
Saying basically.
Let's take it all the way exactly.
Back through the process, which is almost that's impossible to really do.
Yeah.
You were saying your rhymes were like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think I listen to a lot of MCs. I've never heard.
What a setup. What a setup. That was a beautiful setup y'all just did. That was crazy. That was like, boom, boom. Right. Going right to the egg.
That alchemy in reverse. That's alchemy in reverse to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's one thing to transmute base metals into gold, but then to take the gold and take it back through the alchemical process to produce the base metal. You don't hear that. But the base metal is where it all begins. You know what I'm saying? That's the source of it all.
Possible.
And you was able to put that in a rhyme form. Did you record in the sequence of how the album is laid out like Flow as well? I know that the Great Archon is first, right? Did you record that first? Did you write that rhyme first? Or did these the rhymes that you already had for?
That's a good.
I know you keep it tough.
That's a good question. Let me follow the kind of sequence of that. When did I do Archon? It wasn't definitely in order. It was just coming at different times, but I think it fell back into that order because I needed an intro. So that was the last shall be first. So that I needed an intro that would make sense of that. So Archon came somewhere in the middle. I don't know if I recorded that first, honestly.
Okay, that's fair.
But it's definitely a beginning.
So I see hints of Gnosticism in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would love a little bit of explanation of why, like in reference to the concept of the album, like the Great Archon.
Okay.
You hear this riveting voice in the background too, so it's like, yeah. Okay.
So here's the Easter egg. Now I remember. So that wasn't even recorded for. It was recorded at the same time, but it wasn't recorded for this Abraxas. That was on that verse was kind of inspired by Nero and Lil Da Vinci.
Wow.
Because they wanted me on this song, and I did that verse, and Purpose was like, no, we keeping this. It's just the verse. That's why it's one verse. He kept that. So that's what happened with that one.
Okay. Wow, it was dope. You know, when
because
I saw the title of that, I was like,
because I was in the mode of Abraxas when they came over.
Okay.
When were you recording Abraxas 2? I remember reaching out. I was hitting you with something, and you said I'm in the studio recording, and I knew you was in that recording mode for that. When were you when you went into the studio to record? Do you know when? You remember when?
I would say a course of a year.
Really?
So like 6 months. Yeah.
Wow.
Coming down.
Wow. You know, that's interesting because, you know, if you listen to Priest's rhymes, they're not dated. So when you go back and listen to any project, I can tell when something is dated, right? So I remember speaking to you about what you dropped yesterday, and I could have sworn, I was like, nah, there's no way. You had to have just what you recorded that last week. And you was like, nah, like 2 months ago. And if I calculate about 2 months ago, I think you were in Austin and we were out and about building and, you know, talking about different things. So I'm just very shocked that I thought you just did that. You just maybe recorded that at the last minute. And the chamber that you're using, everybody, not to compare to other people, but that chamber you're using is a I want to say it's an old chamber. It's one of the original chambers that you.
Oh, you talking about the song now?
No, just the flow. Just the flow.
Okay.
Oh, the flow. You know what I mean? Like there are MCs that use that chamber that you originated. You're the father of that stuff. So,
wow.
I mean, you put it on certain albums, like you might tease it a little bit, but then you go back off of it, right? And so I was surprised to get a whole entire album with that chamber in it, you know, still up to date, still, but like just like I get it because I can, and I'm the best at it,
Yeah. So at this time, right? So Abraxas 2, I would just say Abraxas 3, because I had too many songs. So we got a song that was chopped down. One of the songs we could put it on. Oh my God, that's somewhere else. So so when I'm recording with that mind state, but then sometimes I go too deep and it's like going somewhere over here, and then I gotta chop it down and say, wait a minute, because Purpose is like, we can't put that. What you gonna do with it? He just said, I said, well, that will become what it is, because it was gonna be 13, but the song that I had to take off it was like that, and I couldn't, because it's something different.
I got you, and you just, man, Knowledge Barn, you're probably seeing this too. So what do you mean by that, God? Like, so you go in, it almost seems like what Cannabis has said about you when me and him was talking. Like, so you go in and it seems like something else sort of takes over. Like the Killah Priest and Walter seem to be different. So you'll go spill out, and then like when I heard what's that, Living Creatures, 4 Living Creatures? Is that what it's called? You laugh because I know what that is, right? And when I called you, I usually text you first, but I called you directly, like, hey, what the fuck? You know why I'm calling you. And I had only heard like maybe 2 bars, but it seems like, because we'll be talking about things, you know, but it seems like there's a different I'm talking to you, but then out here you could even seem like you don't even know the subject, but when the music come out, it's like, there it is, and you couldn't have studied, you know. I'm gonna catch all that if it's off, if it's not wrong, if you just took a few words out of a book, and you already know how I am, you ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna be like, hey, what's that? You know, what is that? Like, God, like how you went into Gnosticism, right? And well known, but it was laid out perfectly for anybody to understand what an archon is. And you said the great archon. It's like that's next level conceptually. So who did you know you were going to, when you went to write that one, did you know, like, I'm sitting down to write this, or is it just a feeling? I think Doggy Diamonds was asking you this too.
Yeah, it's sort of a blackout moment.
So you black out. So that's what Cannabis said.
Yeah, it's like, you could say, possessed, and you just, when it just flows, you don't stop it. You just go with the feeling, what the feeling is. And there's so many subjects going on at the same time. It's filtered out. Certain things, I'll stop and like, well, should I go there? And then it's like, okay, well, I don't have no restrictions. Let's just we doing music, so let's just go. And some of the things is crazy.
Indeed. Go ahead, now.
Let me add the requiem, because the requiem, what leads into the egg reformation is they tried to hide me. They tried to hide me until I said I judge wisely. So now the cat is out the bag. What do we do with the cat now?
Right.
What do we do with the cat now? The cat is out of the bag. All of this, all of this speculation, blah, blah, blah. When Cain said, I'm walking the path that Allah made, that was the end of the speculation and discussion. So there are plenty of Cain lines, but that line is it for me. That's a quintessential identifier that many people might have glossed over because the rhyme was so dope. They might have went and say, put a quarter in your ass because you played yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. No. If I wanted to go and look at one of those things, that's one of those things. So for you, for the people who may know or may not know, in that essence, they tried to hide me until I said I judge wisely. I need to know some of the significance of what that means. All of it doesn't have to be shared, but some of it for those who are your fans, who are your loyalists, right? What that means.
I said that bar.
You said that bar.
I said
you said that. Yeah. Go ahead, Lord.
Yeah, so like I said, the blackout moment, but at the same time, there's a lot of truth, and that's all I know how to do. And it's like spin truth. They tried to hide me. It's like you can look at that at different levels, because the style that I was going to come with was going to be something I thought that would be powerful to place. And it's like I'm not going to hold myself back. I'm just going to say I judge wisely. There's nothing ever surprised me. So when we in the studio and we're recording at that time, it's like, should I just let the cat out the bag, or the cat got my tongue? So either way you put it, it's my turn. So you got the great Jizzy, you got the great Ghost, you got the great Resin.
Yeah.
So what am I going to do? I know that I have to say something, change the thought process and everything around at that moment. So that's when, okay, I know what I have to do, and I know why I'm here. So let's go.
All right.
Green light.
When do you prefer to record? Daytime, night, or does it matter? Does it even matter?
Mornings.
Morning?
Yeah.
So you got your tea?
Right before sun up. So sometimes I'll be in a like a, I would say it's between sleep and right between getting up. And sometimes you will have a thought. And that's the time I just act on it now. I just say, forget it. You know what? I'm getting up and I'm gonna record. I don't care if it's usually around the same time. But I'll start at maybe, gotta be like 2, 3, when the quiet hours.
Mm-hmm.
So when
the witching hours.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, and so I may just doze off in and out. I'll have that feeling. I got it. Because sometimes you can walk away. I told Nero this, that sometimes you can walk away and then come back, and then you will have a whole different perspective of what you're doing.
Wow.
And then you can see it from other angles.
So, are you competitive? I think that Purpose and Planet Asia did a very good job. I rarely see people on a track with you that I can say I didn't feel like, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, there's Priest and then he got somebody else. But it felt, it worked. It was a great marriage. Are you competitive on a track? I know the answers to this, but these are not things I'm sure that anybody really asks you. I know these things from being friends so many years, but do you, like, you and Planet Asia on Ben Large, like, that was, I didn't know if Planet Asia could really go there like that. You know, he was the bars were very coherent. That's important because you can hide behind a lot of slang and stuff, and you know, lyrical miracle is like, yeah, I'm listening to what. Do you know what you're talking about? And he did that. Yeah. I know what you was gonna do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But are you competitive when you have another MC on a track with you, or is it just about the concept of whatever the subject matter is?
That's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question. All right. Sometimes it's about the album I was thinking about, and is the bars going to be on a level of what we need or what's said. And I think that both Planet Asia and Purpose fit everything that I needed to be said at the right moment in the right time. So Planet Asia part was Joseph's part.
I remember you and we was building.
Exactly.
You were saying that. You was like, yeah, I'm waiting, but I got to see.
Right.
Yeah.
So the only person I felt like that could fit that, because he has a similar voice to me. And
he does.
Slang, right? Yeah. I always say that about him. He got this show slang slow, but it reminded me of a so, and then it took 2 weeks, like a week. I was like, you done it. That's it. And as far as Purpose, man, Purpose been spitting for a long time. Yeah. And, you know, these brothers is they masters at what they do. So it's like they set it formed right along with the album. I told Purpose I don't want no cursing. He had a verse that he had a little part that he had to change, and I said no. He said why? But then Planet Asia, I'm not going to tell him because he sent it in. So there's a little line in there, and I just said, yo, I would just want everybody to hear this. But
yeah, wow,
because it can sound like, you know.
What made you do that? I know Method Man went. I think he's still doing it right now, where he's rhyming, but he won't use any profanity. What made you decide? I know you're saying for everybody to hear it. Or you just wanted to make sure this album, based on when it came out too, because there were some other significant albums that were coming out at the same time that you wouldn't have known because they were a surprise album. You were just doing Priest. But what made you go, let me make sure I put this in a place that everybody can receive it? Why did you want to do that? Now, instead of making them like, usually you make the audience come to where you are. It seems like you went and say, hey, I'm gonna come, let me show y'all. I'll come and see y'all for a minute.
It was the subject. It was the whole body behind it. I just think that Abraxas shouldn't have no curses, and just in this vibe and what we talk about, I just wanted it on the supreme level of just lyrics and straightforward, because it was powerful enough without anything.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it was just like, I wanted to gear like, if you say 360 heavens and stuff like that, you can't. I don't want just paint that part right, and then it'll smooth through. So I think that
look at the art.
Yeah, exactly.
God. I never even pay attention to your albums having profanity or not. I guess I don't look at it like that. You know, I don't think you have. I don't. You know, maybe that's the way people. You know, you can hide behind stuff with a bar here, a bar there. You know, it's easy. But when you kind of put those,
I was
not
told,
really restrictions.
Yeah, I was told to curse. You know what I mean? I was told that it sounded hard to chop off this and that, because I was told, because I thought that we could hold enough without even having to use some of it. I mean, I don't care about it. If you do it, you do it. But I remember I came in just to be push forth lyrics and guide my sword the way I got it. But I'm listening too, because I'm a listener. If you tell me, yo, just say it like this, I'm gonna get the track over. I'll say it that way. You know what I'm saying? The head comes off anyway. So, but I think it's more deeper if they see the sword and you don't have to swing it. But if they understand, you know, you can run and let them get away, or you can follow them to where they at. So I figure, okay, let them come in and they see what it is. And you show the sword without swinging it.
Wow, that sounds like the code of the samurai, right? Like the code of Bushido, right?
There you go.
There was the samurai. I think like when you listen to Liquid Sword, you hear pieces of the code of Bushido, and basically what you're saying. It's a book I read one time where it talked about this Japanese art. It's called, I think I'm pronouncing it like, it's Sumi art, and that's when you see like black and white, where the canvas is white, and then they use black. Right? They use only black paint. But the interesting thing about it is, if you are a master of this art, you can use black paint and paint a red apple, and you're going to see the color. That's how masterful it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you only can use black paint. So how can you give the impression that that's a red apple? That's the mastery of the painter. And I think that's what I get from you. Like if you saying, I mean, you take the round where you want it to go, but like if you're able to, they said that when you need to add color into it, it just shows the level of inefficiency. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a novice, right? So if you can stay within those realms and you don't have to step up. I notice if you're in and conceptually, you will stay into something. And I won't really hear the easy street talk stuff, right? You stay on the subject, which is, to me, is difficult to do, to paint that picture. You know, I'll hear somebody on a subject matter, right? Not going to say any MC's name, and I'll see how much you drift bar for bar on subject. And the reason, it's only two ways you gonna drift. You will drift because you really can't write like that, or you don't know the subject matter well enough. See? You know I am.
Of course.
And the God just built on what it means to be profane. That's the evidence. Yeah. That's the evidence of what it means to be profane. So to use profanity means that you have went outside of the scope, and you're truly uninvolved in what's going on there. Like you're not worthy enough to be in that place. So you're profane in that manner, right? It shows your adolescence in that space. It shows your adolescence. So for you to remark in that manner, that means that you've been marked in that same manner that you're talking about, right? So now I only see you in this way.
Yeah.
I gave you an opportunity to present yourself properly. But you presented yourself profane. So now I can only see you as profane. Right? So Dave, you did a beautiful video, right? When you was like, yo, you were listening to one of the Royal Priests of Wednesdays or something.
That's right, yeah.
When I was speaking about if your favorite artist in your time, we got this top 5 dead or alive that we go back and forth about, blah, blah, blah.
That's right.
If they aren't calling to you to be better, if you got the same drug bars, degenerate bars that you had 30 years ago,
right?
30 years later, there's no proof. You're still profane. Yep. You're still a profane that we would look at outside of the subsect of society. So this thing about is that you're professing to have your propensity towards profanity precludes you from you. So if you got this in your top 5 dead or alive, that's you, right? But if your favorite artist or artists are calling you out of those profane spaces, and one of the things that I love about you, Priest, is that you consider your audience, but you consider your audience in their best manner. So whether they got to do some research, whether they got to go build, whether they got to travel, whatever the case may be, they rise to the occasion. You don't say, hey, I'm dumbing it down for my audience. Nah.
I think he has some of the smartest, fans, because I've been on a few of the people that have dropped albums. I've been on a few of the little platforms that they had, and to listen to them fan out, and repeat lyrics back to the artist and actually not even know what it is, right? I'm used to seeing the podcast where people are informed. I told Priest many times he's like the Black Art Bell with Coast to Coast AM, where they had a lot of I think it's still on. It's like metaphysical, like everybody was on. Priest have everybody on, and but I saw something and it told me about how much the MC really educated their fans, but their fans is on some hip hop, but dumb, right? And where Priest seems like, I saw him when he was building up the Podcraft, and I was like, it wasn't even called a Podcraft then. He was just trying to feel it out, and seeing him build that, and he deserved that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the if you want to say he's not a B artist from the Wu. I mean, like, think about this, right? This ain't nothing I ain't never told him, but like, do you really go, oh yeah, that Wu-Tang nigga, right? No, that's how prolific he is, to where that's the afterthought. That W is great, but that's not the weight that it's hold. Like, he really is, like, he got that. You know what I'm saying? And MCs know that too. They move a certain way. Everybody, it's like with KRS-One. People talk. I remember Chuck D was saying that, I know who y'all think is the best and who your top 5 is. He said, but I've been in the room where people who had the #1 hit, #1 song on the radio, and when KRS-One would come in, they get quiet, because KRS-One is the kind of person to tell you, hey, let's battle to see who's gonna headline tonight. Like, that's real. That's not a bar.
Yeah, that's
and you would get embarrassed.
Yeah, straight up.
I think there's a Wu story where I think
I was
went
there.
on after. KRS-One, like, that's not.
It's embarrassing. You never
really,
do that.
really do it. I be asking Priests like that every time. Like, man, we'll be looking at somebody's music, or I'll send something. And I'm like, what you think? And he's always so, like, humble about it. Like, not like, that he whack or whatever. Encouraging, right? even though he know what he does, right? I be waiting to see if he's gonna get arrogant about it. He need that for the mic, right? God bless him. God bless it, right? I be like, God, what you really saying? He's like, nah, dude is good. I like dude, right? Yeah. But it's like they know that. They know what it is. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Priest probably don't mind me telling y'all this. Priest was in Austin and he played me this track. I don't think he ever put out this track, but it was like it had this cathedral music to it. And he was like, yeah. And I heard a bar. I never forgot it. He was using the word planet, and he was like playing it. It was like it was so dope. This was like I don't know. It's at least 10 years ago. And he said, yeah, that's for me and Hakhem. And I said, so you sent that verse that you got right there with Hakhem? He said, yeah. I said, Hakhem ain't getting on that. Hakhem ain't getting on that. I'm dead. He didn't say that. I'm telling you. Right. Hakhem ain't finna get on that with you. He is not. He won't do that.
Wow.
He's not going to do that. Why? Nope. And, but the point is, you know, like to be in the presence of people that really do it. Think about this. I said this before, I think on the podcast. Nas, they have 2 tracks together. Why would Nas do a track with Priest? I mean, there's a lot of people that's dope, but particularly Priest. Nas don't have a big catalog of a lot of features, especially back then. He might do something now, but Nas don't have that. But so all those Wu members, and Nas has a track with Priest. Right? A real writer, when you really, really do it, it's not about, everybody know, yeah, record sale, that's a machine, but do you really have it? Right? To be able to know you really have that, right? Like that's not manufactured in the studio. And I looked to see if Priest was writing all his rhymes. You know what I'm saying? I told you that he gave me this video to post up on Facebook, and it was him at Fourth Disciple Studio. And I'm looking for the book. I said, ain't no way this shit ain't coming from, because the vocabulary alone. I think someone said it when the Abraxas 2 first dropped. Have you noticed that it doesn't seem like his lyrics are stopping? He's lyrical, but it doesn't really describe what it is, and it doesn't appear like it's like slowing down. MCs start to lose it after a while. They lose that track. It just seems like, yeah, it's just another day of this, right?
Another day at the office.
Yeah,
right.
and something new, and conceptually, lyrically, vocabulary, something new. That is very difficult to do.
Yep.
That's a perfect segue into what's
Yep.
In addition to lyrical and lyrical miracle, all of that, you didn't need to be profane, because your lyrics are profanity to the hearts and minds of MCs who think that they do it. It's upsetting to them, right? You in one of the bars, not in Was It Real, you said it stings.
Yeah.
It stings.
Was it?
I can't be over here talking about I do this and that, and then I hear this.
Right.
And it stings me. You understand? Yeah, you understand what
I know exactly what you mean, yo.
It's like it stings. It's like, bow.
Right.
Oh, yes. So the profaneness and the profanity comes from as a reaction to what you said. You understand what I'm saying? So I was about to give an example, but I'm not. I'm gonna be easy, right? I'm gonna save that for the Patreon. So, in the Patreon, there's no holds barred. I'm gonna just let everybody know.
Yeah.
There is no holds barred in the Patreon. So whatever y'all
make sure y'all come through
for the Patreon. There's no holds barred. So, and I'm prepared for anything and anyone after.
Right.
Y'all ain't never seen me like this, okay? Don't ever think in your mind for a second. But was it real? All right, was it real? Because Was It Real is one of the greatest stories ever told in a manner that was so light, yet so heavy for your mental.
Right.
That it could be drawn up in the fine mist of which the neck I can hardly detect. So you could listen to it and be like, and miss the whole thing. So it's like, yo, is Priest the poet? Remember, you went through the whole poet phase and blah blah blah. And then there was no drums on certain albums, and they was like, oh, wait a minute, he done went into spoken word realm and all this and this and this and that. Is he still an MC? Is he still a killer? Yeah. Is he still a killer?
I heard that.
So for everybody who says they do it in the story realm in particular, right? So I'm giving y'all a little tiny bit of the precipice of where we're going at in the Patreon. For everybody who does the storyteller, how could you do this supreme story space directly and still leave all of this stuff to the imagination? Because everything in it, you did it directly, yet you left all of these things to the imagination of who I'm talking about, what I'm talking about, where I'm at, and what I'm doing. So
I wanted to tell y'all that Priest told me who inspired that song, that track. I'm just messing. Priest, what inspired that? It kind of reminded me of, like, I know definitely the production reminded me of the Jungle Brothers Done by the Forces album when I think it was Belly Dancing Dina, but they had like this kind of Arabian type of feel to it, right? What inspired that track?
It's the I don't know if he told me to do a story, or I don't know if Purpose asked me to do a story, or it was just a story. I tell you, it's the imagination of somebody that work at a pawn shop.
Yeah.
So was it real? Was it real as a person who is just I didn't know where the pen was going to take me. I blacked out on that one, and it was just like, I'll give the listeners something to think about.
Yeah.
Of thinking about, is this story real? Because I'll make it sound real, but then it's get crazy near the end. And those are just concepts, like I said, that I'll be having at that moment. And it's just like, it feels like a gift to be able to play with those type of powers. So if I want to make a story and we don't know how it's going to end, but leave it up to the imagination, that's how it happens. So I don't have a complete ending to the story, but you don't know where's it coming from. I just thought this is a daydream that someone's having. And it could be a daydream. That's about.
I'm not letting you slide out.
Don't let him slide out like that.
I'm not letting you slide out that easy.
He said it was inspired by a sister from back in the day that dwells in North Carolina.
Oh shit.
Priest has a bar on I don't know if it's on Psychic World of Walter Reed, or it's on Planet of God. I think it's on the Psychic World of Walter Reed. He was talking about, I don't know if it was like miracles, but he said, I cut honey from the rock. You know how he like split a rock open? You caught that, Knowledge Born?
Yes. Yes.
He cut honey from the rock.
I didn't sign the deal, but I walked away with a meal.
Woo!
You know, I'm not, you know, if you know, you know, right?
And if you don't know, it just sounds great. You understand what I'm saying? So it's the same way where it leads it to the imagination. So, you know, that was a question by, they try to hide me. until I said I judge wisely. Like they did that, right? The they is something vast, yet something simplistic, right? So it looks one way, and then you have a view from Masada where it looks another way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you got a view from Masada, it looks another way. So
wow.
You got it.
So I want to ask real quick, why is cooking in the mind of the Lord? Was it real? Was it real?
Was it? I don't know.
Was it right? I'm putting the bid in for that to be a video, wherever video it is.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, prayerfully that it's a video that takes us through dimension. So was it real? She could be your pen. She could be the microphone. She could be the industry. She could be a multitude of things in regard to what it is. It's left to your own interpretation. Was it real enough for you to identify it in this moment? Because it can change. Was it real enough to identify who she was and who he was, he or her, in this space, in this moment?
And was he sleep dreaming or daydreaming? Which one?
So that's him. What about her?
Oh.
What is her own self today, right now, in this moment? One word to describe her own self.
Oh,
one
asking me misdirection.
All right. I'm off.
Yeah, I said it. I said it in the song. Yeah, it was all. Come on. I was married to her. She was misdirection.
All right, so I'm off of it.
Yeah.
I think there's a magazine. I don't know what magazine it was back in the day where they were asking all of these different MCs, like, tell them something. I don't know if it was particularly the females, but just something that was different for them. Like they were on tour, and Priest was talking about how he had met this female whose hair was really long, and she bathed him with her hair. You remember that guy? Thorough.
That's dope.
Fire. All those are part of it. Was it real?
Those are all.
Was it real?
So I don't think you're gonna find that on the internet no more. That's the kind of stuff I was thinking, like with that track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely.
So likewise with Killah, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
But isn't there? There is a rhyme. Isn't there a hip hop song that someone wakes up and like it was all a dream, like not like big, but like it was something with a female. I can't think about what it is. It was like it was just they wake up like desolate, like in the desert or something like that.
Been to the desert with a horse with no name.
Yeah, but that song, yeah, but I think it was like for the hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Tara, my ninth wife. You may have
Tara, my ninth wife, right?
That's the that's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take you up on that one. That is good. Yeah, do a video for that one. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm putting my vote in for Ben Law. You haven't asked the Podcraft yet. What do they think?
I think I did. But very lightly. So if y'all, Ben Lodge. I got two more before.
You said lightly or ever so lightly?
Before we hit them with another video. Yeah. Well, I did. I put it in very lightly. So at the Podcraft, if y'all want to, y'all can put the bid in. I just finished talking to the director now. So he had a idea for a concept. He said, no matter what it is, this concept goes to each song. I mean, to any one of the songs. So I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, you really. So I had to T-Break and then the Great Archon.
Yeah.
Ben Lodge.
Yeah.
And was it real? Was it real with how would you do that? You would need something. That's a crazy concept though. That's a concept.
You probably could do it to really, because I'm like, you don't want to cheat. I mean, how do we really do videos now? That's why I always was thinking animation, right? Like maybe Dave Flores or something, because you don't want to, animation. You don't want to. The lyrics deserve justice. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So look how you did Grandma's Land, right?
Right.
So, you know, I have a personal thing against a few MCs that are out right now. I actually want to hear why I chose Ben Large is because it's like I just want people to remember. Hey, like you remember Priest? Like you remember me, the one you got your idea from? You know what I'm saying?
We definitely could do Ben Lodge. I just hit up.
I just think like it just shows that like Priest rhymes all the time, but it's like it's almost like it's ridiculous because he actually came to, instead of taking everybody out into the cosmos and showing them, he actually said, "Let me come to Earth." It's like the Hulk covered the Earth, right? It's like
the Red Hawk,
like, Red Hawk. You know what I mean? So it's like. Like you can't. How can you explain? Because they'll at times. I think that people took Priest on did an album about the forest. I think people they want to forget everything. Like maybe I think he's slowing down, right? That's what I think. That you tell yourself stuff like that. Like maybe you know if you're in competition, you're like, yeah, maybe he can't get no better. It can't get no better. And I think Ben Large just shows that MC side. It makes it to where nobody can say, "Oh man, I don't know enough to hear his lyric." Nah, you Ben Large will do that for you. You know, the way him and Planet Asia attack.
Yo, PA, that's not but a phone call away, man. We got to do Ben Large.
And I'll add the same thing for Alpha Omega.
Yeah,
Alpha Omega greatness.
I'll say the same thing for Alpha Omega. Like, all right. Everybody says what they do, quote unquote, what they do, okay? In their Baltimore slang, what they do.
Sounds like Nero.
Yeah, so when it's time to do what they do, what do they do?
Right.
They don't do it. They don't do it.
Right.
So you make the arguments easy for me.
Yeah.
Very easy. Like I don't have to. All right. No doubt. Your favorite rapper, your greatest of all time MC, blah, blah, blah. For what you do in real life,
right.
Do they propel you to make you do it better or worse? Do they detract away from your goals and aspirations in life, or do they add to it?
But the other MCs? Yeah,
that's for the listener, right? You already put it out.
I don't think Peace pay attention to other MCs. Like he don't, because I'll hit him with something like, "Yo, you heard it?" He was like, "Nah."
Right. Yeah. So, but that's a benefit for him, and a detriment for them because they're not paying attention to him, and then when he comes out, all of a sudden, you know, there's a reaction there. You're on your back feet. Not your back foot, you're on your back feet. Both of them feet are behind you in this case. You see what I'm saying? So, what Ben Large, for instance, Ben Large, they're still striving to be large or appear large, not be large, appear large or larger than life.
Right. Look at how he comes in with that flow, though. Like, you hear Planet Asia, and the last thing said, the black man's God, right? That's what he says, right? The black man's God. Mm-hmm. And it's just that simple.
Killed him.
Priest comes in very low in the flow. Not like on some, I judge wisely, but
yeah,
low coming in, and then it scales up. I was like, I'm thinking like, damn, is that, if you were writing, is that the way you would just think he would just go in next, right? No, like that's what's dope. Like it's different,
Yeah, it's music.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking of instruments.
Yeah.
When you force MCs to rhyme, I'll do that. I'll say that, and I'll leave it.
Yeah. Hey, that's the job. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's really good to do with you. Like, I think that like a couple of features that me and Priest talked about, it's not that they can't happen. I think that I'm trying to put this politically correct for Priest. This is me talking. I'm just saying, you can't fake that. Like, you can rapidy rap, but in the when you enter into that chamber, it's not gonna be enough. It'll show that you'll tell on yourself. And, especially if if you do what you're supposed to do, like I felt like Planet Asia and Purpose, they stayed in there and it was dope. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But woe to the MC. They said in alchemy, woe to the gold makers. Basically, woe to the alchemist that motive is to make gold. That's what alchemy is about. So woe to the MC that comes into that chamber attempting to match up, like, that's what we doing this, that's what Priest doing, that's what we doing. Nah, it ain't gonna. You ever listen to, for instance, to Jay-Z with Jay Electronica? Jay-Z is a master of lyricism. I remember Sauce Money said that he actually is way better than y'all ever hear. That because of business, you're never gonna really hear him like how he really is. He's really, but I see Priest like that too. So you would say, you listen to a Jay Electronica and Jay-Z, you notice Jay-Z still speaks from the perspective of himself, no matter what they talking about. And it still comes off because he's going to be true to what that is for him. So that's how you should do it. But if you get on the track with Priest and you kind of thinking those are just words he's using, like, it's a couple of vocabulary words from, you got the metaphysical dictionary, it's gonna be a problem. And he know I'd be hitting him up like, hey, what happened? What happened? He'd be like, yeah, I know.
Blacked out. Blacked in.
Yeah, no doubt.
And in Primal Fear, Ed Norton used the word or a phrase called lost time. So for Blackout, if you insert, I lost time. You say, I lost time again. So you're at the MC's primal fear, right? Samuel Jackson and Coach Carter said, what's your deepest fear? And then the young man finally said, our deepest fear is that we are inadequate. And that's not a place where you want to be if you're talking UMC. Our deepest fear is that we are inadequate. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be caught up in that little space right there. In between, when somebody got to try to figure out whether you qualified or unqualified based off of how you present yourself.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't think I've heard Priest criticize too many MCs. You know what I'm saying? He's more like a high school teacher, just trying to help the kids along. You know what I'm saying? Like, he in ninth grade, he got time to learn it, Seriously, like I wait to see if there's gonna be like he don't, just some music I was saying, I'll be like, he's like, it's good, you know what I'm saying, or what needs to work, but not any like criticism. Like when I know he's comfortable in his skin. Like we were talking about MCs with writer's block, and who probably become hang out with Priest for a while. We was talking about that. Like, hey, he was like, hey, come over here, man. Like, get inspired.
Yes. Especially now, y'all getting
discussions with me, right? You get all of the greatness, okay? Because you are greatness, right? So I get all of what my hand calls for, because my hand calls for a certain thing, right? So the God know, back in the day, I used to rhyme.
Yeah.
The God knows, right? The God knows, and the God see me viscerally.
Yeah.
As an MC.
Yep.
That's not something I lead with or share with or anything like that. So to hear the reason why I can hear MC is because I MC.
Right. Yep.
They're gonna
so for the benefit and the blessing of the MC, whether they're developing, growth emerging, whatever the place you categorize them is, you want me to hear you. You don't want me to see you. You don't want me to see you in their likeness. You don't want me looking at you as somebody I could devour. You want me to hear you in your essence and be okay with what you're doing. And find some justification of why you're supposed to be here. Because if not, all bets are off.
Wow.
Knowledge Born, would you say that Priest is the most occult MC in hip hop?
Yes.
Easily. I would too. Easily.
Even unbeknownst to his own self.
What's a working definition of a cult?
OC, hidden. Cult.
Hidden in plain sight, right?
Hidden in plain sight.
That would definitely be me.
Yeah. That's what that MC is like. So there's this, me and Priest had this talk. There's Beyonce, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's Erykah Badu. So
both from Dallas.
Both.
No, Houston, Texas.
But Texas girls, right? Yeah. And Beyonce is Beyonce, right? She's beautiful. And I remember one South by Southwest, I was meeting up with Priest he was staying at the Omni Hotel. Mm-hmm. Erykah Badu was around. I didn't get to meet her, but I told Priest, I said, be careful. And he was like, why? I said, hey, be careful. And Priest and later on we were talking, we met up, he said, man, she's beautiful. And I was like, really? I mean, she is beautiful, but he said, no, you have to see her like in the flesh. And he said something else very important. He said, and she knows it. Yeah. So here's the thing. Now, you got Beyonce who sells a lot of records in her own right. But he said that Erykah Badu, she knows it's that thing. She knows it, right? Fact. That's Priest. Priest is the Badu of it. Because you see other people doing it, getting, the machine behind them, right? Mm-hmm. And then, I'm not going to say they fumble the ball, but it's just like, that's all you got the mic, the world is listening, what you going to do? Yeah. And they choke up a little bit. But Badu and you could tell that Erykah Badu is not chasing Beyonce. No. She's in her own thing. I went to see her, I think, live like 2 months ago. She's for the first time observing this person, because that is like when you believe it, when you believe that you got that, that's different. That's a whole nother level. When the world could say, well, you ain't did this, but you ain't did that. But Priest was like, nah, she got that. Like it's known, and she's aware that she's being observed. Not like just looked at like, oh, she looked good, but like,
she's like a model.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm aware that you're aware of what you're looking at. Are you watching closely, right? And then
it's just like that.
You wearing a football helmet and cowboy boots.
You will too. You will. No, she's that beautiful in person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really, like, damn. I was like, whoa. Man.
Pieces like,
and then she was.
I said, don't do it, Ranger.
Yeah, she was there. She's there from the beginning.
Yeah, she was there when you were recording Heavy Mental, right?
Yes, right there, sitting right there.
Yeah,
right there. Wow. The engineer said, "I got a treat for you." Whoa. Yeah.
Awesome.
She's right there. She came to like maybe 4 or 5 sessions. She was there.
Wow.
Stop playing, Priest. Tell him.
So
she was with Kedar. Kedar was a manager.
Hey, that's what Is It Real was about. What's it real about?
Yep.
That was the segue.
You let the cat out the bag. So Kedar, who was Dr. York's what's that? I didn't even know that at the time. Wow. Like, oh, what? That's her manager. That was her manager.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. Kedar. She said, "Priest, go talk to Kedar, and we're gonna set it up so we can do the song." So she was in the session.
Yeah. Kedar was what was he?
That's Dr. York's. That's Dr. York. Either nephew or his son, whatever.
Wow.
So, yeah, related directly to him.
Okay.
Uh-oh, where's Sue at?
So they saying that Dr. York is not in prison.
He's soon gonna come right to this shit. He gonna come right to
this. Is really Big Daddy Kane.
Big Daddy.
They saying you ain't never seen
talk about
Dr. Big Daddy Kane at the same time.
You ain't never met Dr. Martin Luther
I thought that
King.
before. Yeah, I thought that before. They do look alike. They both from the same place.
He said, yes, I did. I walked through an alley, and the man punched me in my chest. I looked up and said, Killah Priest. He said, I bet you somebody
I always said Kane and Dr. Young look alike. I was like, yo, he look like Kane. But they from the same neighborhood, so.
Yeah. Well, he was like, it was Bushwick, right? Brooklyn York was on.
I think his school was in Bushwick, but I don't know what part of Brooklyn he's from.
Okay,
but his school was there.
In Bushwick.
Oh, he was Bushwick.
Yeah, the whole community.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
and
since I got both of you. Wait, I got both of y'all here.
All three of them
places at the same time. I'm gonna bother you all. How do they say that? You all on.
Yeah.
Austin Henry Layard.
What I told you. I just see his name popping up. You said he said anything about Dr. York. That name will pop up.
Dr. York 3 times. You know who show up.
Yeah, exactly. He's somewhere. Because they said peace so much.
Pickle man.
They didn't. I need to see that. I want to see that breakdown. Everybody hired Pickle Man. Every one of his characters. Yeah.
So
all right, go ahead. Yeah.
Talk to that man above you. That man above right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Austin
Henry
Layard.
Yeah. That song, that was like it's where I dropped the God name. And it was like that was like the beginning of when I was first starting Abraxas and the feeling of the whole movement of the Abraxas. So it was like Manly P. Hall, Carl Young, all these guys that were from that era was like just going in. And I was like, well, who's Austin Henry Layard, and it was just like, he was one of those ones. So the God that I know that's like that, I always told him it was 2, but I haven't seen Daddy Rose in a long time.
Right,
but I got you and him together, and talk, right?
Yeah, Priest hooked me up with that. Yeah, with Daddy Rose. It was like
I thought the world was over. I thought it's over there.
I mean, what hasn't Priest? When I met Priest, what hadn't he heard? Right? Like I met him on 6th Street. He was just walking.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And over the time he said, you need to build with Daddy Rose. And I built with Daddy Rose. Daddy Rose was next level. I read all this internet, conscious community stuff. Like, you know, I know when it wasn't like popping like that. So it's not, you know, people just, that's the internet is social media is like the astrolight. You know, you get caught up in that. But you can tell Daddy Rose, he came from a time where it may not have been popular to know so much. Everybody is conscious now, right, or woke, or so forth. But we traveled in the mind someplace, and that's rare that I have somebody that I can do that with. So
they sleeping, he going. You see the light behind him. So when he started building, I heard RZA go there, and him and Rose, because I heard, be honest with you, I heard RZA go in. Like one time he just left. He's like, oh, he's on point. He's straight on point. And then he'd be like, what? You know, like, oh yeah, like but I knew that science. Yeah, I knew that science. Like I think he could have been a doctor. I said, RZA, what the hell are you doing? You sound like a doctor. So it was just like he was just going in, and then I heard Hakhem and then Daddy Rose. And when I heard Hakhem, I was like, OMG. There's a disturbance, a stirring up of the great minds. And I always had this thought, I was like, oh man, and then you know how you go in. And it was like, he humble right now, but he just lightly.
They will never know.
That you're in a spaceship, yeah. Lightly. Now you're in a spaceship. Yeah, it's like, and it's lightly.
Unless you go under the study for 35 to 50 years. Unless you go under the study for 35 to 50 years. Yeah. That's not directly. That's your lifespan.
Well, every time Priest comes into Texas, he goes do a show. Sometime if he's in San Antonio, I will go to San Antonio. Afterwards, we might get some God degree, but we go back to his hotel. We building. In the morning.
Look, yeah, you always. And it's like being abducted because he being cool right now. But it's like when you start to hear, and he relates to everything, and then it's just like, I'm with you right now, and you 12 years old. We right now, and no, and it's really like that. And then
whether you know it
building with knowledge born. Oh, you know my enlightener. I didn't.
I remember
the connection is crazy. So here we go. I'm like, oh man, this is incredible, because Knowledge Born is probably one of the greatest. I tell him this all the time. Orator, like speaker. He almost made me cry one day. Just building, and he catch you up and let you. Like, okay, let me let you go a little bit, because I know what I'm capable of. And then just to know, because I was like, well, the only person that, because he touched me in another way, vocally, that's heavy. You know what I'm saying? Thanks, AD. AD still here. And it was just like, damn, this brother. And then I saw what it orated origins. And it all draws back to this God right here, Hakhem. And we go way back. Rasul.
Way back.
Hold on, where's Rasul? Rasul. So he'll know. I know him because I know he tried to get in touch with you. I know that you can call him because he did reach out to you, man. So that's good, bro. So that you know, it's like we be in other dimensions and it's sometimes you black out when you're building with me. And this is all a part of the Abraxas too. This is all the organs of it, the body that creates it. And I've been blessed to be around, just like you. Your art is incredible, and it's all a part of it. So Dr. Strange, He sits down with himself and he has this intimate mind talking. Well, he also reads his own tarot cards and he goes into metaphysics with himself. And this is what I see when I hear you and Knowledge Born Bill and your art. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Thank y'all, brothers, for being here. No, I want to say that in front of the world. I'm going to tell you, I want to say that in front of everybody. I'm Helen's only begotten son. And I'm saying this in front of all y'all. This is so powerful to have all y'all sitting right here and these two brothers together, because I never seen y'all together like this. in and out. And you already know, you golden. So it's like every time I build with you, I get uplifted and I get inspired. So what you hear, you're sitting in the mirror and all y'all reflections, it comes like that. And it can come all silver and gold also. So you hear it yourself.
Wow. That's peace.
Well, I show and he proves.
There you go. That's your name. That's like Scooby. He's showing.
The ability though.
Yeah.
The ability though.
You know, now you know what, Priest. You know what Knowledge Born zodiac sign is, right?
Yeah. Same. Yeah. I got 3 of y'all around. I got 4. Or do I have more? Yeah, I have 4. And it's, which is 8. And that's my born day. So it's like y'all all around, and it's like 2, 4, 6, 8. That's me. So it's like all of the Geminis that's close right there. So Solo Gem and his mom's.
Yeah, you told me. Yep. Yeah, that's. You know, you could bring people like that together. They said when something is really fire, right? When fire touches other inanimate objects, those objects catch on fire. But if it's not real, if something is kind of lightly lit, when it touches something else that's dense, the light is out, right? Yeah. So that also, because you have always kind of been very approachable. This is nothing. How you are now is just an extension of how when I met you. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, damn, I can't believe I met Killah Priest. I was acting like, well, not maybe for the bill, but just like when I was thinking about it the next day. Like, damn, because you was touring with Big Daddy Kane at the Lyricist Lounge when I met you. And you just walking down the street, and I was like, with somebody, Scarface. I was like, yeah. I was like, that that can't be Killah Priest. Why would he be walking down the street? It was like regular, you know what I mean?
Yeah, with 2 of my twins, right?
Yeah, yep. And we was building from there, but it was like surreal to me. And every time he would come down, if he changed his number, he always hit me and gave me his new number. If he come into town, I always try to make sure I make it, because I didn't live in Austin all the time. Most of the time that he came out, I wasn't in Austin. I lived in Egypt, in Killeen. So, but I'd always make it to see him. And
just come out of nowhere.
Yeah, I make it to see him. Wow. And one day, hopefully, I'll tell y'all some of the stories, like with him, Pharaoh Monk, Jean Grey, Slaughterhouse, when we Slaughterhouse was there. That's a good one to look at. Royce 5'9", how they showed. They showed Priest so much respect. We're just looking. I'm looking like, damn, like they come out the back end. The club is filled to capacity, and Royce 5'9" comes out and sees Priest, and he's like, Priest, what's up? He's like, y'all need to get in. He was like, Priest was like, yeah, but my people, it was me and another God. And he was like, nah, I'm waiting to get in. And he was like, nah, come on. That's Royce 5'9" for Slaughterhouse. So think about this. If that was an issue with cannabis and they're in the same group, right? And that's Slaughterhouse. And Roy, you know how Royce is with Eminem. But when he saw Priest, it was like the master of lyricism. Like, that respect was there. That means Joe Budden was there too, I think. Yeah. But they, like, it's almost like it's a head nod. Everybody know. Yeah. That's the thing. And you ain't gonna hear Priest say nothing about it. Like that's like people they know. You know what I'm saying? There's some interviews out there. I won't call what Priest did, but Priest, you rarely gonna see him like angry. But there was somebody that made him angry, right? And he said to the interviewer, he's like, "Yeah, ask him. He know. He know. He doesn't ever want to. He don't got nothing to get on no mic with me about." I was like, "That's rare. That's rare." But y'all should research that and see who that is. And if you ever heard the RZA speak very highly of Priest, like they had asked him, I think he was in Canada, like who does he think like out of the Wu universe that like really got that thing? And he loves the Jizza, but Killah Priest, no doubt. He said like that, yeah, like that. You can't pay for that kind of thing. Like it's off the cuff. It ain't no. He wasn't on 106 in Park. They were just really interviewing him, and he said that I pay attention to stuff like that, right? Because I got to think about it. If Priest is constantly growing in our face, right here on, imagine being there in the beginning. He was there with them. That's the Jizza's man and everything, right? But to see him still like doing it, and it ain't like, you know what I'm saying? His growth hasn't been stunted. Like it seemed like it's just like, damn, it ain't stopping. Just like, I know him, and be like, but damn, but do I know him? You know what I'm saying? Like RZA, I can tell you RZA respect that. Like damn, like who knew? You know what I'm saying? Like, because when the Wu was in a certain alignment, yeah, that spotlight be on you. So it's like you're on stage. But what about when it kind of moves? Do you still got it? People have to try to reinvent themselves. Well, Priest has just had the same trajectory, whether he was the Podcraft or Proverb Records or on Geffen. He had the same thing. Like go back and listen to A View from Masada, and you listen to the rhyme, right? And then I think I saw changes. Black August, you were starting to see the subtleties. Then the offering, and then there's a
Black August.
Black August, and then
Priesthood.
Before
you're Black August.
Yeah, but you're seeing a trajectory of styles and him getting better and better and better and better. And I remember there's a rhyme that he did. It's on I forgot what it's called, but it was like, I can't think of it right now, but it was like he was talking about how black it could get. You were saying blacker than the pharaohs that ruled Egypt. What album is that from? It's the first song. It's How Many, I think it's called.
Yeah, I know it was that one. Yeah.
This is about to get dark, and it starts off like Slick Rick, like the rules. He actually had wrote that rhyme, and it wasn't recorded yet. And he had called me one day and was like, "Hey, spit this tape, tell me what you think." And I was like, yeah, what I'm gonna say, all that's all right. And then later on, I'm hearing the full song, and I'm like, man, so you start to see the development. You see in the development, I have my own critiques of MCs, but you're seeing the complete development of him. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you there's one thing that you got hit records, a person got hit records, but they use an auto tune, and there's another that you Patti LaBelle, right?
Wow.
Patti LaBelle really do that. That's a God gift right there. And everybody knows she's a singer. So is Priest. MC's MC, like really that. And not just what he used to do. They talk about Illmatic, or they'll mention Heavy Mental. Like, have you heard him now? That's rare. We love Run DMC, but Run DMC, it tapers off. I can rarely see that. KRS One might be one of the only ones that he tuck his stuff in at times. Like, right, he'll go through a phase where he won't use no samples, let's say. But KRS One, Priest probably is the only one that I could say, and the RZA too. The RZA is a master of study.
Yeah.
I think I warned somebody about there was a beef, not a beef,
He
but
can
somebody
rhyme, yo.
RZA can really rhyme, and
Yeah.
he can take complexities and make them simple
Yeah.
and give it back to you. That you can see how he works. Like if you study, if you know, and then you hear him put that in rhyme for you know what it is. Well, that's rare. Everybody can't do that, or everybody can't, and you can't be paid to do that. It doesn't work that way. You actually got it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Shout out to Priest.
No doubt. Shout for real.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
yeah.
Yes, indeed.
So,
Yo,
y'all got a glimpse of why Hakhem Supreme is mentioned in Austin Henry Layoff.
oh, definitely.
Henry.
Lightly.
Yeah.
Lightly.
That's him.
Intermittently.
Yeah, let's play it real quick. Let's play the
Wait. Can we play the 4 living creatures? Because I know my air like is on a schedule. So can we play AD if it's possible? If we could play the 4 living creatures.
We'll do 4 living creatures, then we gotta go into song promotions.
Right. Yeah,
okay.
Let's do that.
Hey, we gotta do it, man.
Yeah,
We gotta do this. There we go.
We can end our segment with that. And
all right, that's what's
4
up.
living creatures.
For the spirit
Let's do it.
For the spirit of the living creatures were in the wheels. The wheels lifted up, the doors were still shut. They said, let us build. When the creatures went, the wheels went by them. I was in deep suspense and gliding 2 billion miles away. Clouds begin to fade, I'm in the horizon. We flying, way beyond science. Stars in alignment, Mars and Orion. Through the fog where the guards camouflage. Cameras off as we climbing. Lights are soft in this climate. I see the likes of Thoth and the Mayans. On course, caught up in the diamond. It was infused in a huge cube, crystal quartz that was shining. And when the living creatures spoke to me, the wheels spoke. And whenever the creatures turned, the wheels followed. They were really fast, the wheels slow. Like candles lit in the cosmos, like they dance with a glow. Moving camps in the road, a hand from the burning lamp hands me a scroll. The language looked ancient. It was burned in a stone. Parts were still on fire. I blew on it, but it wouldn't go out. Even waved it, tried to smother and shake it, still wouldn't go out. The stone became a scroll. As the words filled my mouth, feeling awakened, hypnagogic, darkness, slipped the conscious, hypnopompic, conflict, sleep paralysis. Reach from a calculus, speak to an alchemist. 24 seats of astrologists. Tell a priest where the balance is. Out-of-body experiences. UFO Negro. Neo Soul was Angie Stone. D'Angelo Lauren Maxwell. To listening to Jordan Maxwell. Illuminati 666. Anthony Hilda. Humanity killed us. Society's anxieties. Unfamiliar with real love. Back to the 4 creatures with the will above. Beelzebub, give bail his blood. Little children, call them kids to sacrifice. There are no feelings. Project builders, watch how they act tonight. Between the cherubims, just ahead was paradise. The sound from a serpent, wore a turban with sapphire and agonite. Nazarites aborted the wheel and left the wheel. Counter right and up the left. Steps going clockwise. Down the light, up the ladder, and counterclockwise. Eastward to the south side. Northwards towards the orbs. Their wings stretched out wide. The whales spoke at the same time. The creature's wings all combined, forming a spine. No man know the day nor the time. Then I sped up real fast, so fast I became a gas. A wind, a breath into this glass, circling and circling. Open the windows of the craft. Stardust was coming in, feathers, pressure of the draft. Flash and peace at last. From the synagogue to the mosque back to Nassau. I told my story, they erased my name. Now from society I'm blackballed.
Video by A.D. Ross.
Hey.
Wow.
Went through it to get that. We got the the new image.
Wow. What was you thinking, man?
Wow. Yo.
Wow.
I don't even know.
Wow. You gonna let him get away with that?
No, and he knows there's no way in hell or heaven that he's gonna get away with that, because he knows exactly what he was thinking. But he was so present there, watching himself in himself, that there's another space. So, go ahead, God. I already see you. I see you.
Shoot. All living creatures. Yo.
So, those 4 beasts around the throne in Revelation, the lion, the ox, the eagle, and
the man.
And the man, right? So, astrologically, they mean something. For John the Revelator, they mean another thing, right? So everybody has a surmise in regards to what it is. So the God that says, what are you thinking? What were you thinking? Everybody has their seat or their understanding in regards to what it is from their vantage point. What is your vantage point in this moment of the 4 creatures?
Man, you know, we built about the wheel within the wheel, and you got different.
Just the wheel within the wheel.
Yeah, you got different looks on that, and then that right there is out of this world or in this world. But when you start talking about the 4 creatures that was in the wheel but outside the wheel, and it was just UFO. Like, that's the mothership, the great grandmother ship. So
great grandmother ship.
Yeah. And it was like that type of stuff right there is what I'm talking about. That's like, yeah, you can get the geometric shapes of it, but no man knows the time. Or does he?
Right.
That's right there is what I would like to be doing a lot. That's nothing. That's something that's really, that right there would be a treat for me to just go all the way. I could be there all day.
Wow. Yeah.
And so in this space, I'm gonna throw the alley-oop back up to the God and say, Hakhem, you gonna let him get away with that?
Well, no. Hey, let me just say this shit. If you listen to the track really well, right? Listen to the language. Different. It's different. So sometimes I call him up and I tell him like what I'm seeing out there, right? Like when Priest touches a subject matter, it's different, right? Like it's different. Like, so I didn't expect to hear that. And the time that he did it was like maybe like I'm thinking 2 months ago, he said, but I'm thinking he had to just do that, right? Because we've talked since then. And then he's laughing when he, he calls me back and he's laughing because he know, like, yo, that's what you did with that. And I'm like, I'm like, come on, man. Like, what was you thinking? And I didn't get an answer. He was like, yeah, I just had that in the cut. Just had that tucked away. Like, then I just thought about putting it out. But anybody who's aware of metaphysics or occult information, most people can't touch that. That's real. That's stuff that they write about in books that if you know, MCs usually can't touch it like that. And he did, and if you listen, he's taking you in and out of things. He's taking you to Revelations very symbolically, right? And then he's taking you to actual things, because now we can't say that UFOs, or as I like to call them, UAPs, right? You know,
Trouble bomb on that 80. That's good. UAPs.
Yeah, you know, I think that that was just he got some things in store, but that was just I wanted to ask him this. What made you use that sample from Zealots of the Fugees?
I didn't even think of the Fugees. I was thinking about the Flamingos, the first one.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
But do you know why I went back and said the Fugees and not use the Flamingos?
Right.
You talked about Angie Stone, Lauryn Hill.
Yes.
See it?
Add it up. Let's add up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We call that romancing the stone. An alchemist.
Yeah.
We romance the stone, right? Like Priest is romancing the stone. He's polishing up a rough ashlar or that stone. Ooh. That's what the alchemist does, smoothing it out. Actually, what he's doing Priest is a magician.
Yes.
So what he's doing is he's priming y'all and prepping y'all for the great magic trick. Right? So he's familiarizing yourself with it, the audience with, there's 3 parts to a magic trick.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. And he's priming it now for some other things I can't say at the moment. And so I just didn't think he was gonna do it like that. Like he said, no man knows the time, no man knows the rhyme,
Right.
The language is right. Other people who talk on that subject matter should be concerned, because he just touched it lightly. Like he said,
ever so lightly.
Say it. He said ever so lightly. He said, I could be there all day. We could be there. What y'all want to do with it? So I heard that, and I was like, and I sent it out to people, and they was like, what? Like, what is that? What did he do? And it seems effortless. Like, yeah, I was just sitting around and decided to speak to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how, and that's mastery right there. So I've never heard anything. I've heard a few songs on UAPs, but not like that. Not like that. And that was just like a gift. I sat with that for 2 days, just on repeat and over and over and over. Like,
yes.
And I be trying to concentrate on what he said, but then the music it's so melodic with how he flows over it. You just get lost in it. You like, damn, let me take this back. I forgot what we was even listening to, because it's just
and I called him and said, Lord, I've never heard something. I believe I shared this with you as well.
Yeah.
I never heard something that got better every single time that I heard it.
Yeah.
It got better with time. It didn't get worse with time, right? Yeah. So, Dave, when you said you heard Abraxas 2 and you was with it for 3 days, I was with it from when it came out, because I had to prepare myself. Right. I had to prepare myself to have a build about it with my air light.
Right.
I had to prepare myself to have a build with it with my air light. And that's a different thing. It's not the same thing as if I had called somebody to discuss an album that came out. No, every part of my being is going to be tested and forged in the exchange, whether it's beknownst to me or unbeknownst to me. You understand what I'm saying? So whether I pass or fail, it's not beknownst to me. But to know that I prepared myself for battle in that space at the same time, right?
And that servant which knew his Lord's will.
Right. So when I went back to one of those with AD, I said to you one of these times I was talking about this film, The Circle of Iron or The Silent Flute. I had said to you, a fish saved my life once.
I ate him.
You understand what I'm saying? So you're looking for something profound out of this world, and you got everything out of this world, but nothing unbeknownst to you if you don't see it. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Right? So in regards to what this is from this leak, from these 4 beasts that's around the throne.
Yeah.
Everybody says that they MC. Everybody says that they do what they do. So in preparation for this space, this is something where those listeners and for those writers go to die, not to live.
Yeah, you got to know what the inner circle is. You know what the inner circle is?
Go ahead. What's that?
It's the zodiac. Let's get right to it. The four creatures are the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac.
Hey, Diva, shadow boxing.
You know what I'm saying? So you got the lion is Leo, the ox is Taurus, the man is Aquarius.
Okay.
The Aquarius is the man carrying the pitcher of water. Wow. So that's the Aquarius. Now, what people don't know is that Scorpio is not just a scorpion. Scorpio is also the phoenix. The phoenix that dies and rises from the ashes.
Okay.
See, you have the element of death when it comes to Scorpio because it's ruled by Pluto. That's why we celebrate Halloween. Halloween is just the celebration of death of the sun because the sun is about to die as it goes into winter. It's just basic nature. You know what I'm saying? It's just the northern hemisphere seasonal, reflection and all that. So Scorpio is the phoenix. Right. So that's why you see the phoenix, the man, the lion, and the and all that. So those are the 4 fixed signs. You know what I mean? If you go into the cardinal signs, then you're talking about the 4 horsemen. The 4 horsemen are the 4 cardinal signs. That's another topic. Okay. That's another song. It's another group. You know what I'm saying? But we're just talking about the 4 fixed signs.
We gotta put pale horse involved with that.
Yeah, man. And then there's a story with every single zodiac in the Bible and Greek mythology, all of that stuff. It all ties back in, man. It's always gonna go back to the zodiac. It's
so,
crazy.
Eddie, let me ask you a question about. I'm interested. I think I seen something Priest did. Those 4 living creatures.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Leo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's what? That's fire?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. What's Aquarius?
Aquarius is air.
Air? Yep. Mm-hmm. And what's the other one?
Taurus is earth, and Scorpio is water. So you got 4 elements.
So you got the 4 elements. So let me show you something.
Mm-hmm.
You got that picture yesterday, right? Of Priest with that, right? With the apocalypse. So the magician, a working definition of a magician is one who can juggle the 4 elements.
Right.
So what you're really looking at is the 4 elements being juggled, right? They say, so this makes up the physical world, the 4 elements. Mm-hmm. So a magician will manipulate the 4 elements. If you ever see that, the living word, the word became flesh. Mm-hmm. Everything you see, RZA said, from one single idea, everything you see appeared here. From one single idea. Because that one idea is manipulated and juggled. They call it Kabbalistic linguistics. It's why, chemistry. I'm a clinical engineer. So and you analyze machines that analyze substances, right? They all it is the same thing manipulated in a different way, but it's just the 4 elements being manipulated. So this is where you get your GMOs, you get your it's actually things are organic. It's just the way man can manipulate things where you're actually say you're eating things like GMOs. It is nothing but the pure word manipulated. Those 4 elements are juggled around, and it's numerous. It's how different ways you can do it. What separates the car from a light bulb, and so much it's just the juggling of those four elements.
Yeah,
And
tampering with the
so,
nature.
yeah. And so that's what it is. In the physical form, those are who said it? RZA, Fusion of the Five Elements, The Search for the Higher Intelligence. Fusion of the Five Elements is actually a book by Mantak Chia. But the Taoists, that's what they do. They're trying to fuse. They're doing it in the most positive way. But a black magician and a white magician, I think Mitch Horvitz may have covered it, but it is to be able to, that word manipulate is just to juggle, to change, to transmute it in a way that is, it can produce life or it can produce death. It just depends on the motive of the magician. So you got this guy up here. Remember so you go, what is that? You talking about the cherubim or whatever, and he's making those four elements relate to UAPs or UFOs. The gap of learning is in between that. Why those? What's the correlation with those? I would say this: the elements are real, and so are UAPs. This is not symbolic. Very few people, at one point we were saying everything like it was a metaphor. Now they're starting to admit, no, this is a real thing. And the real secret behind that is not from outer space. Those four elements is right here. But why people have a hard time grasping that is because they believe that where we at as a civilization is the highest that we've ever been, and that's not true.
Yeah. And our connection to that is through the fifth element. And you saw the Fifth Element movie.
Yes.
And we know it as ether, the ethereal realm, but commonly it's known as love. You know what I mean? So that's why when you watch Fifth Element, and if you've seen the very end, they had all four of those blocks activated. Remember? But they needed that fifth element, which was not just her, that girl, Lilu.
Right.
Chris Tucker.
He had to say, "I love you," to spark her, to activate her as the supreme being, or the chosen one, whatever. She was the fifth. So together, that love element was the fifth element. Same thing in Matrix 2. You know what I'm saying? Where they say love at the end, and he saves her and everything. It always comes down to love, because love is that high frequency that is within the ether. That's why love conquers all.
Could that have been hell? Just curious, because you said that, right? With ether. What is the difference between ether, like the etheric plane, and the astral plane?
It's connected. It's like another name.
It is connected.
Yeah. 100%.
There is, depends on the school of thought. There's different forms of ether. There's a chemical ether, right? There are regions of ether. There are 7 planes of ether.
Yeah.
And so, so when Method Man says, "Come inside my astral plane," the astral plane or the etheric plane is actually hell. It's the purgatory in Catholicism. It is where they believe that when you die, you go back through your life in reverse, seeing everything you did, and you're gathering everything for soul growth. Okay, so the astral plane is the lower form of that, is a form of what we would call, or we've been taught, that is hell. So Nas used the word ether in that song. I don't know if he actually used that properly, but what ether is, he said it makes your soul burn slow, right? But there's ether that is ETAER, and then you have the one where it looks like the A and the E are attached. That's the highest form of that, right?
Yeah.
That's the real ether. That blue flame, that little piece of that blue that you see when you got a gas stove or whatever, that's a form of the ether. They say that in Genesis, the Garden of Eden was not just the physical plane, but actually it's right above the earth, the etheric plane. And then as things became more dense, condensation, then it began to come down. from that. That's
damn.
the
You know
building.
your esoteric studies, man. You blowing me away with this.
You're talking to a master. AD.
You know what's up.
That's
That's
what they've been
cool.
trying to
Because
tell you this the whole night.
we didn't touch on that. We didn't go here. I thought I was just scratching the surface for y'all, but he went all the way in. I was like, yeah, man, that's cool.
Episode like
You don't remember me coming on with Mitch Hurwitz?
I do. No, I do.
Oh,
I remember all
what
that.
that was like. You remember seeing Harry Potter when Dumbledore? They found out that Voldemort was alive, and he came in the room and they were fighting. But there was a whole other level there was a whole level of communication going on there too. That's what's interesting if you go back and watch it. When I started asking, I was driving, so I didn't get to prepare for it. That was all off the cuff, but I'm very much, I'll say in demand of y'all. Priest been asking me to do that, but like you see me now, been asked many times to come. I won't do it, not because of Priest. It's just that familiarity breeds contempt.
Yeah.
And I'm surgical with it.
Yeah.
And so, and when you really good at that, like if I'm a black belt, I never wear that out, right? You don't wear a black belt out because people want to try a black belt. So I wear a brown belt. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it is. But I hear you. I always listen to the Podcraft, and I hear it, and you're very knowledgeable. Very knowledgeable. Like this is just I'm just skimming the surface because there's a responsibility that comes with this knowledge, and I'm very careful about that. So it's clever. Yeah, it's carelessly careful if what it seems like.
That's why I was surprised. To see Priest. No, I was surprised to see Priest with the Abraxas coming out. Because I was like looking into Gnostic knowledge and all that, and then Pleroma and all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm like, Priest, you know what you're talking about here? This is the big, this is like the God above gods. You know what I mean? This is a big thing, and like,
that's an elusive thing because I don't remember me and him ever building on it, and I remember before it came out, he showed me the cover. Right, he sent me a picture of the cover, and I said, "Hey, wait a minute," and I went and I have a book that sits in my office on my coffee table, and I just took a picture of it and sent it back to him. Wow. And he was like, "Whoa!" And I was like, "Yeah, we there." That's why I've been enjoying. I enjoy all, but I was like, "So you in this chamber now? What brought you?" I still ain't got a straight answer yet. I'm just telling you. You know, I was walking down the street and I saw a picture. It's almost as if he gives you these very exoteric stories, and you have to dig it to find out like what it really is. And that is also a sign of the great ancient mystery schools. Like you can't. They would say that like modern day, like you're very logical, AD. So you like shit, like just tell me, man. I just right here. But an idea needs a container, right? When an idea is traveling from one mind to another, it needs something to carry it with. And the very act of piercing the veil is the work that done. That's why there's an old saying that said, "Those who know don't tell, and those who tell don't know." It really is because if you try to intellectualize it, you can say like, "Here, I found this out. Let me give it to you." That person will have not really gotten there. They did not do the work to get there. Like you did the little nuances that you saw. If you ever seen a movie called Pi, it came out around the same time The Matrix came out. You ever seen that movie?
I heard about it. I didn't see it though.
You should see that movie. In the movie, there is this guy. He's a mathematician, right? He's a Kabbalist, and this little girl in his apartment building, she always comes down with her calculator and she'll give him a number, like a problem, and he'll give her the answer. And he realizes that, like she's not really working that out for herself. Like this is Mitch said some things in that interview that I was on with him that it's very cleverly put out there. Like he said something, and for those who want to know, it's there, but if you don't, it's like it was never said. And this was the joke. That's why I was asking him certain things, and he would, although you can't hear that he's not giving you all, he is, but what he's allowed to say, because the journey is in. He will be cheating the seeker if you do it. Let me ask you a question. You talk the Matrix. I know y'all got to get to this real quick. I love the Matrix, right? But I don't hear people. Most people can't go with me on no Matrix type movies, right? In the Matrix, there's Cypher, right? Gnosticism. That Matrix 1 is Gnosticism.
Yeah.
The Matrix is actually Alice in Wonderland. It's multifaceted.
Yeah.
But who is Cypher?
Cypher is he is the one who betrays. He's Judas. He's Scorpio.
Is he Judas?
Yeah, because he's betraying. And he's also the non-believer. He's the atheist. He doesn't believe in a higher power.
He's sowing seeds of doubt, right?
Right. And then that's why when
never doing that, right?
Right before he dies, he says, "I don't believe it."
Right. So you ever looked up what his name is?
Oh no, I didn't look that up. Cypher. I mean, I know Cypher is to have a rap exchange.
Yeah. So I'll share this, and you won't find us any books. Cypher is short for Lucifer.
Ooh, okay.
And how you'll know this is there's a movie with Lisa Bonet and Mickey Rourke called Angel Heart.
Yes.
Go watch it. Robert De Niro plays the devil. What they would try to say is the devil, but that's not the devil. And his name is, he says, some people call me Lou, some people call me Cypher. Why is Cypher in the Matrix Lucifer, right? If you look and you go back and watch the movie, you will see a tinge of red on him. Because when they're inside the Nebuchadnezzar, it's kind of like black and white, right? But Cypher is showing, remember he was asking me, he said, so Morpheus told you was the one. And I was like, what a mind head job or whatever he was saying. He was already sowing seeds of doubt. He was also offering stuff like, hey, you want a drink?
Yeah.
You remember Lucifer is the light bringer. Cypher was mad because he was like, shit. He didn't say it was really wasn't true. He just was dissatisfied because he woke up and could see shit and he was bored. Like, damn, this is it, right? Like, damn, Morpheus woke me up and I want to go back to sleep. Because then he asked to be put back to sleep. He said, I don't want to remember nothing.
Yep.
I want to go back to the Matrix. Didn't he say, when I go back, I want to be somebody important like an actor or something, right? His name, his name was Reagan, right?
Reagan Cypher.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Reagan. So Cypher
Reagan.
goes, I don't want to remember anything. Well, here's the thing. When you go into the Matrix is matter. It's mother.
Yeah.
It is amnesia. So you don't remember. Who taught Morpheus?
Morpheus is the John the Baptist figure to help guide the Jesus figure. Yeah. He also can represent the subconscious of our minds and stuff.
Okay, I like that. Now I'm going to show you who taught Morpheus. Morpheus was taught by Neo. Let me show you. So Morpheus, what didn't the architect said when Neo got there, he said, you've been here before, you're gonna do the same shit you've been doing. You did the last time. And then he showed him in the TV screen. He said fuck you, he was mad. Right? Yeah. Morpheus, when he went to see the Oracle wasn't there to tell him like, yo, you the one. Do you remember why?
Because he already made that choice.
He made that choice. And go back to what I just said about the seeker, giving out answers to stuff that you're cheating the seeker. Yeah. That he must walk it. They said that he who understands nature must walk with the pages of nature barefooted. You must do it yourself. If I eat and you don't, I'm getting the nutrition you can't eat. So he goes to he goes into the Oracle, and remember what Morpheus tells him. He said, what she tells you is for you and for you alone. He don't give a fuck. Because he got faith, right? Yeah. He got faith, but when he was unplugged and he was like, after he got unplugged, remember Morpheus apologized to him? Yeah. Do you remember why he apologized to him?
I forgot now. Tell me part one.
He apologized to him. He said because we unplugged you at your, basically at your age. He said the older you are, the mind has a hard time letting go.
Oh, yeah.
And that will breed doubt. Where have you heard that from? What happened with Anakin in Star Wars? the Jedi's come get you when you're a baby and take you away from your family because those attachments is dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, so now go back to the Matrix for a minute. Morpheus is talking to him, and this is what really actually happened. In order to save Zion, Neo was like, I'm gonna go into the Matrix, but I'm not gonna remember. Come get me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Come get me. So no matter what Neo was saying, the doubt, his name Thomas, Doubting Thomas, right? That it was Neo was to Morpheus came to get him, that like he believed this has already happened. And he was being clowned for that shit too. Like, like everybody was kind of like, I don't know, because Morpheus is the Greek god of dreams. And then you got the Nebuchadnezzar, who is the king, who was asking, can anybody interpret his dreams out of the Bible, right? So you have that. Now, he goes into the Matrix. You got three things in there. Remember, he was told to follow the white rabbit.
Yeah.
Right? So he's following the white rabbit because that's Alice in Wonderland. So you're like, that's Alice in Wonderland. Who's the Oracle? The Oracle is Absalom, sitting up there telling, when Neo took the pill, and just like Alice needing to take the potion and she became different styles, that the Matrix was like the underworld or the Wonderland. And then you got, where do you see the twins at? You see the twins in Reloaded.
Yep.
Right? You see the twins in Reloaded. But notice something. When Neo was waiting for to go in to see the Oracle, he sat down, and that's when the little boy with the spoon was talking to him about, do not try to bend the spoon. It is impossible. Instead, try to realize the truth. Then you will realize it is not you. It is not the spoon that bent. It is you. He said you need to adjust. But if you look right over in the corner and the kids watching TV, you'll see something on the TV. And what you'll see on that TV is rabbits. Why? White rabbits. Why? What formation does a rabbit move in? Like a zigzag formation, right?
Yeah.
This is going back to Alice in Wonderland again. And so she told Neo, she said, you got the gift, kid, but it seems like you're waiting on something. And he said, hey man, being the one is like being in love. Like no one can tell you.
Yeah.
You just know it. No one can. You can read the books. You can do all of that shit. You can intellectualize it. You won't get there. You have to receive it through the heart. Yeah. And Morpheus had it. Neo didn't have it because he had been in the Matrix, right? He had taken on an identity. Right?
You can also consider that the left brain.
Yes. Yes. And she also pointed to know thyself, right? Right? But notice that she said, I just want you to know, Morpheus believes in you so much that he's going to be willing to give his life for that.
Yeah.
While Neo was sitting around. Why did Neo make his mistake at, though? He made a mistake, a big one. What was it, AD?
I mean, I'm trying to see now.
You mentioned it. You mentioned it. You mentioned that love thing.
Yeah. Oh, because he was falling in love.
Yeah, but that shit would have never happened to you. You wouldn't have did. You like, nah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
Well, because, I'm too technical now. I'm too smart. I'm like, well, that's just a chemical process happening in the brain. Oxytocin is probably overloaded right now. Do you know what I'm saying? She's probably a Pisces. I'll overthink it and logic my way out of it like I do in real life. Yeah. That's my Venus in Aquarius, by the way.
Yeah.
But, I get it.
Your next life, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, the next time.
Yeah, but hold on.
But she put doubt out there.
The Oracle says your next life, maybe.
Yeah. Reincarnation?
He wasn't there to help him cheat. I mean, technically, he had been there before many times, right? The thing is this. What was Neo's mission?
To defeat the Smith, right?
Yeah. And basically the objective was to save the last human Zion, right?
Yeah. To save Zion on part 3. Yeah.
Right. She says, Oracle says, I see why she likes you.
Yeah.
Not too bright.
Yeah.
Right?
Because who else is he talking about besides Trinity?
Yeah.
Priest, you hear that shit?
But
that's right though. Yeah, you
but
should
so
have
now we back to the Matrix again.
Mm-hmm.
Neo, that wasn't in the order of things. Him falling in love with Trinity, he could do that, but his objective, his mission was to save Zion. And he put Zion in jeopardy because he said, I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna save her and I'm gonna save Zion. And you saw Zion and they took a hit.
Yeah.
And she ended up dying anyway.
Trinity?
Yes.
Well, before
he brought her back.
She's resurrected.
But
it wasn't for him to save her, though.
Yeah.
His job was
to have a choice.
He compromised that. Right? Yeah. So he was breaking that. Why did they show him the woman with the red dress?
Because that's a depiction of the distractions that we see.
And then he asked, when he turned back around, that was the agents with the guns, right?
Yeah. The agents are Satan.
Are they?
That's the interpretation that I've been reading about, was that the agents are representing Satan, Saturn.
They're just the all the agent is the negative. You have a positive and negative circuit, right? You need negative to make that circuit work in electronics. So you got Neo and you got Agent Smith.
Yeah.
And you got the Oracle and you got the Architect.
Oh, it's a necessary evil. It's ruled by Satan and Saturn, and we need Saturn. So I'm with you on
Saturn
that.
Saturn is restriction.
Yeah, we need that.
It's perspective. We say evil, right? Like
it's a bad thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but evil is nothing but the wrong thing in the right thing in the wrong place.
Right.
Remember, in nature, there's no such thing like that. Evil.
Exactly.
It's just like we take it out of its proper boundaries, right? But that woman with the red dress, he asked Morpheus. He was like, when will I be able to dodge bullets? And Morpheus told him something that's very wise and applicable. Mm-hmm. He said, if you listen to me, basically, when the time comes, you won't even be there when they pull the guns. Like you'll be already gone. That he said, because if you see an agent, you run. I think somebody told him that, like, hey, don't try to do that shit. When you see them, you see them agent, I would run.
Wasn't that Cypher that told him that?
Cypher, right? Remember, the snake in the garden. Did the snake in Genesis? Did they really lie?
No.
Did it really lie? It said, "Hey, you eat this tree, you will become like God."
Yeah, he wasn't lying.
Snake wasn't lying. The snake doesn't really represent deception. That's what they're giving in the Esther. It represents a serpent.
Exactly.
Serpents are symbolic of wisdom.
Kundalini.
Right? Kundalini. Yes. Right? So you can't, the thing about that is you really gonna find somebody that has that happen to them. Mm-hmm. You just from living, you can get that. But like when Westerners first started dealing with yoga and trying to raise the Kundalini, they did. Mm. And their ass was in a mental institution if it didn't kill them.
Wow.
Because the Easterners overestimated the Westerners and the Westerners underestimated those exercises. You might go, well, damn. Well, how come that don't happen today? Because our minds in the West can't focus on even doing that shit wrong enough to even do any damage.
Yeah.
Scatterbrain, right? This actually stuff that happened. So, because when you raise up the Kundalini, you can't have sex no more because it's a burning fire, right? And when you raise that up and then you trying to have sex, you are taking that energy and taking it back down, and it's going to burn everything.
Yeah, that's why you got to be abstinent in order to even do that.
Right.
Not be having sex.
It's not for the everyday. It's not for the everyday seeker who want to dabble a little bit. That's just very serious. You can go take your yoga classes, and you can do hatha yoga, but the highest form of it is Raja yoga, which is not any type of postures. Remember seeing Master Killah when he made it to the 35th chamber, and they wasn't doing martial arts up there. They were actually quoting sutras, and he was like, "This is not martial arts." He said, "It is the highest form you'll ever see." Right? Because those postures in yoga are only symbolic of fixtures that you're supposed to hold in the mind, thoughts to be able to hold in the mind. So they teach if you can hold the body in these rigorous positions, it is instructing you on what happens with the mind. It all happens in the mind. That's one of the first occult rules. All is mind, right?
Yeah.
So, but just to finish up with the Matrix, that's what that's all about. Like the Matrix it's Alice in Wonderland on one level. It is not. It is heavily dealing with Gnosticism. Here's a fun fact. I do believe that. What's the sister y'all had on?
Sophia
Stewart. Sophia. I believe she did write that.
Yeah.
Look at the deal. So she was supposed to marry Muhammad Ali.
Damn.
Right. Who was supposed to play Neo?
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Will Smith played Ali.
Wow.
They do character. That's neurocinema. They do. It's to follow a certain line. You'll see characters like you'll see Johnny Depp do it, right? But the thing was that he thought he could. Neo thought that's the carnal self. He was emotional too. He wanted to save Trinity.
Yeah.
And that wasn't in the order of things. And Morpheus is the real hero. Is Morpheus.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Morpheus believed, man. Like that. Remember when in part 2 when they was having a council meeting and the man who was with Jada Pinkett Smith, he was like saying like Morpheus, you and your religion, we don't believe that. He said, luckily my religion doesn't require that you do believe.
Yeah, we don't believe in oracles and fairy tales.
Yeah, and all of that, right? Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see a hint of Lovecraft in it. Anytime you see those sentinels with the tentacles, that's Lovecraft. These are the same things you see within. When you see that's the predator. That means something.
They're like they're parasites.
They are parasites. But when you see it, you seen it in Bird Box too. Remember when you saw Bird Box when the guy who they let in was doing that painting? You never saw what the monsters looked like.
Yeah.
Do you know what Lovecraft called those things with tentacles?
Mm-mm.
The old ancient ones, the old African ancient ones.
Oh wow!
And where have you seen it at? You see that as the predator.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can look this. You can get Lovecraft books and see it. So what they do is Lovecraft is like the James Brown of movies. They sample for his symbolism. When you watch Lovecraft Country, anytime you see anything that has those tentacles, I forgot the other name for it. It's something they're telling you with that. They were telling you in say Bird Box, like don't look at the if you look you'll die. Right, but it's from Lovecraft, and Lovecraft. He also was racist. So you see, they said like the predators, they had locks, right? They had locks, and that's Lovecraft. That's sampling Lovecraft, and it's all throughout cinema. You'll see it's a bunch of them, but that in the Matrix, you're seeing that they're pulling from all of these different things. But in nature, it's Gnosticism. And I've heard of different interpretations of the Matrix. It's just, but these are the things I'm talking about would just be actual fact. Like Neo was in the Matrix. He did have, you forget, that's when you're dealing with the Matrix, you're dealing with, the Matrix is a mathematical term too. That Matrix, Mary, Mother, Matter. Yeah. There's a so it's the same thing. You go to sleep.
Sorry, we got one of the 4 living creatures on the desk right now. Hold on.
Oh yeah. Did you remember what Mitch said about that? What's the cat name again?
Mojito.
If you listen to the interview, I asked Mitch the question about Manly P. Hall and how he was able to remember certain things. And he brought up Basset, the Egyptian cat. And Mitch actually said something. He said, yeah, Manly had that at his desk and he would rub it and he would do certain things with it and he would write. He's prolific in his writing. And Mitch also said, and I do that too. Ritual, right? He keeps churning out those books. Yeah. Right? So the cat is in Egyptian mythology. I don't know a lot about it, but I paid attention to that. Like
it's like having an owl with paws.
Yes. And then you remember in Black Panther, what T'Challa was, right?
I forgot Black Panther on that.
Well, T'Challa, the name backwards means Allah's cat.
Oh damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm gonna stop and get y'all.
Yo, we gotta bring you back and do a whole let you do a whole presentation, man.
ADC the light.
We gotta bring him back, man. You got a lot of knowledge.
You'll see me in 2 years. When my book comes out, I'm gonna come out to LA and come on the podcast.
Yeah, but you should be sitting right here live, man. It'd be good to have you on the show.
No problem. I'll do that.
Let us know what you like. We'll set up a green room for you and everything, and bring some fruit, whatever your favorites are. You know?
I appreciate it. I just give me the same stuff y'all was giving to Hootie.
Oh yeah, Tahuni brought his own meal prep. And
all I need when I come out there is my assistant, and that will be Rasul.
Oh wow. There you go, the Falcon.
Hey, Free, you tell him I said that shit.
Yeah. He said his name 3 times on Dr. Young.
Saying Candyman.
Oh man!
Shit all the time. I'm the Joker. I'm a leg. But you see that name on the screen, right? That I came up under.
Yeah, I see that.
You know who that is?
Who that?
That is Darth Plagueis.
Okay.
That's the one that Palpatine spoke to Anakin about, who mastered both sides of the Force.
Oh damn!
Right. So the joke me and Priest have been going. I've been telling him his name is Hugo Damas, and he mastered both sides. He told Anakin that he killed Palpatine. Actually killed that was his teacher. He killed him, but he mastered both sides of the Force.
That was the story he told.
Yeah. Have you ever heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
Yeah, he killed him in his sleep.
He killed him in his sleep. Yeah. And the reason what it was he said, you taught me everything you knew. Now I have no use for you. That's a Sith.
Yeah.
Right? They deal in absolutes. So Priest is the father of a lot of people's styles that are out right now. So I kind of changed that name up just to represent that mastering both sides of the Force. He does that old chamber and then he takes you somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. How do you spell your name again, just so I can put it right in the YouTube?
Hakhem. Yeah. All right. It was a pleasure, y'all.
Yeah, man.
Yes, man. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
When we get on the Patreon, I know we're gonna go deep in.
Oh yeah, I get relaxed a little bit. And
yeah, exactly.
I gotta be able to get this on historically on record before the internet. You know, I don't think we got that much longer for y'all. It'll get shut down.
That's why I'm doing those.
But we'll talk about that.
That's what's up.
All right.
I gotta run to work, so we're gonna do the song promotions on Thursday.
Oh, okay. How many we got?
We had 3, but like I'm already gonna be late to work. Yeah.
All right. We want to say thank y'all for coming through, and this has been a special day. We're gonna play it on what day?
Thursday.
We're gonna play it on Thursday. We'll do the song promotion on Thursday. I want to thank y'all for coming through. I want to thank Hakhem, the great that was born, and also Dave Flores.
Thank you, Priest.
And man, Abraxas too. Man, go get that album. Go get the physical, and we out of here.
What's up? We're gonna leave on Crip Jesus and Nero.
Hey, shout out to Crip Jesus and Nero.
You recognize the blue team?
Peace, everyone.
Peace.
The first nigga warrior on some Chinese shit.
One of the best Negro martial artists to ever wear the uniform, Master Nigoroto, the leader and the captain of the team. He is Negro 1 of the Harlem Knights, Earth Defenders from Whitey, the Harlem Knights, masters of the Negro arts. Harlem.
What you are now listening to are the words of a pharaoh, reincarnated in the flesh, true and living. Let's go. Who shot your holes through your heart chakra and your pineal gland, the medulla oblongata, mob ties like Sinatra. Only difference is I'm commonly your body unsolved like Big Papa. take notes. These advanced classes in your girl face like them big ass eyelashes. Who got questions? I got answers. I've been shitting. I need Pampers. Bring your lady. She gon' give me head and shoulders. No dandruff. Click your heels 3 times and end up in Kansas. My 4-4 Magnum throw tantrums and got my pants sagging. The pig still on the corner straggling while my niggas still in the spot bagging it. What's happening?
Where's from the ruler? Where's from the pharaoh? I'm Medusa, Iman, Samusa, your thought process, too narrow. Poison by the boosters, GMOs leave you sterile. Foreshadow the future with my medulla. No need for tarot, leave them in terror with my presence. Happens when you're the original. The history that you know is fictional. You don't wanna listen though, it's giving Keenan Kel show. Oh, here it go, we've been here before. In every era, in every timeline, attracting like mine, like mine. I'm a MC and you a square like Einstein. Eve, Jean, and LSD residue on my spine. For Fuji and Crip, Jesus, needless to say, this that $1 million game we just giving away. Mumble rappers my prey, mumble rappers should pray. Keep track of what I relay, cause I'm sprinting at Shikari's pace.
We don't have any dead man here.
You will. If you don't tell your fourth master to come out, all of you will be dead men.
Come